Hey guys, and welcome to Little Blackbird 91. We are talking to you guys about Married at First Sight. Yes, it's been a crazy episode what, 13 now we're on. So we get the pleasure of breaking it down, and I'm joined by my fellow panelist Sean. So we're gonna talk about some real stuff today, and I put a title underneath here because it was an interesting topic that came up. The topic was, Mitch said basically, he prefers Kristen, without makeup. And I mean, he didn't say directly to her at first. He told was it friend, sister, whatever. And then that information got passed back to her. So we're going to talk a little bit about whether we can say this as men. Are we allowed to say this? Is this a truth we're allowed to have? As well as we're going to have a conversation about married at first sight, as always. So, we're here to have good conversations and be respectful. So we're going to be respectful on the panel. I pray that you ladies also and gentlemen in the chat will also be as respectful as well. Okay. All right. So let's have a good dialogue and let's have some good conversation. Let's have some real answers as well. If you're new to the channel, do me a massive favor, like it, share, subscribe, click on that bell button for notification of uploads. We appreciate you guys. Stay locked and stay loaded. We'll see you. We'll talk some more, get a bit deeper. You already know what it is, baby. All right. Sean, talk to me, bro. Listen, this episode was crazy. So talk to me. What are you saying?
Bro, why are you choosing violence straight out the gate, bro?
Violence must be sought out, sir. Must be sought out.
Oh man, bro. Listen, I think, and we talked about it just slightly before we came on, but I think like we should be able to state our preferences, but we also can't shoot ourselves in the foot, right? So I think what happened is Mitch shot himself in the foot by very early on telling her that he wasn't attracted to her, right? So by telling Kristen very early on that he's not attracted to her, it just kind of set the stage for anything else that he said after that. Oh, my sound is not good. They said they're not hearing.
I thought it was me then. I thought it was me, the sound. That's why I was saying, is it my sound? But it's okay.
Hold on. I'm going to see if I can switch mics.
Okay. Go for it.
Okay. Is that better?
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay. So the whole time I thought it was me, I thought because my Wi-Fi wasn't strong. But
no,
go for it, bro.
Yeah, they said I was sounding like a robot. Okay, they said better. All right. Good looking out, y'all. They was like, y'all torture. It's like he's tortured us.
Forget makeup. You need to get a new voiceover.
They're like, you got dusty sound, Sean. Get it together, bro.
Dust audio.
That was the spirit of Mitch coming from me. So he was like, I'm not using a biodegradable microphone. So long story short, yeah, I was saying that ultimately at the end of the day, like he could have held on to the commentary around calling, letting Kristen know he was unattractive, not attracted to her. So I think like he shot himself in the foot by saying that so early. And then with his constant, I would say it comes off as nitpicking, where it's always something. It's always something, whether it's the way he criticized her mother being her hero, the way he, wouldn't let her have, plastic shot glasses. I think it's just like always something. So when you finally have a legitimate request, it's like, it just gets perceived the wrong way. And then the mistake he made, because Mitch is gonna Mitch, is the fact that you went and you told her sister. Like, bro, you think you think the sister's not gonna just turn around and tell her everything you said? Like, wrong road, wrong road, bro. And I think, to answer the question though, to circle back to that, I think we should be able to say that. But you also do have to understand that, listen, these ladies be liking their makeup. My pet peeve is them bat wing eyelashes. Like, if you wear those, and I try to subtly advise you against it, and you still want to wear it, then I just need to make the move. Because sometimes you can't tell somebody what to do. You can offer them a suggestion, but if they don't, you still want to wear them bat wings on your eyelashes. It's like bah, 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 then I might just have to be out. You know.
All the viewpoints and ideas are Sean and Sean only, guys. Okay, that's Sean property, Sean intellect, that's Sean's particular information. Okay, but no, I definitely hear you on Mitch. I think what the problem with Mitch was the fact that, like you said, he already told her that he's not attracted to her. If he had said, obviously, I find her more attractive when she's without makeup at the very beginning, it would have been a different situation. But he's clearly kind of said that he doesn't find her attractive. Now, there's nothing wrong with him not finding her attractive, but I think it's a constant push and pull of, I don't find you attractive. I'm trying to feel you again. I'm not attractive, find you attractive. It just feels like it's all over the place with Mitch when it comes to the situation. So I think, Mitch has got a problem here, which is that every single, that there's inconsistency in the way that he feels. So 1 minute we're close, 1 minute we're not, 1 minute, next minute when it's problematic. You know what I'm saying? So he just needs to just be able to just be stuck in one box and say, hey, I don't necessarily find you attractive. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just it. Rather than trying to spin it by, saying, obviously, you take your makeup off and you're gonna be like, she's not gonna still be attractive because you want more than that. I guess in the whole her not also being involved, I think partly also as well, she doesn't fully convert to his way of living, which again, I don't think that's any problem for her. But if that's what you actually really, really wanted someone to be as intense about the what what about the environment as you are, you probably should have been finding that person while you were cleaning up the beaches. Okay, that's where the girl is. Okay, where you went to clean up the beaches, fighting for the whales, fighting for whatever you want to fight for, that's where you're gonna find that girl. She's in that space, rather than coming to Married at First Sight, where now you got a very rigid line about what you believe, or sorry, not even believe, but what you feel you want. It's a very rigid line. Man at First Sight is not for the rigid lines. And I think that's the biggest problem with Mitch. He's a rigid line and he's like, it has to be this way, which is the problem. So, with Mitch, the chat's moving mad. But yeah, so Mitch is it's problematic for Mitch, I think, in that area. Now, in terms of obviously makeup and stuff, can I just be real with you, ladies? I really love the fact that you lot love to play with makeup. I have no problem with that at all. But I love you when you are barefaced. I'm telling you, look, I just came back from Woman King. I loved when the nappy cornrow was out. I was loving when I was seeing just skin. I was just seeing glowing skin without actually, any makeup on. Like, yo, I think women are amazing when they're naked in their face. Just be honest. That's my honest truth, right? But I know too that women want to play with makeup and experiment, and I think that's not a problem. I personally prefer the naked face on a regular basis. Slap cocoa butter on there, slap something that's going to help keep the face shiny. Other than that, I love the naked face. I don't know what it is about that, but I think there's maybe, especially for someone like me, I like to be vulnerable, and I like to know the person. I like to know the person intimately. So I think that's why probably I like the non-makeup. And also my mom never wore makeup, so when I used to see her most of the times. So maybe that's also part of it as well. But yeah, I like someone said, yeah, I like the no makeup look. That too, but I generally do prefer no makeup. But if you've got the no makeup look on point as well, listen, go for it. Go for it. So that's difficulty. Someone said only approach women without makeup. My first two girlfriends had no makeup, didn't wear makeup. You know what I'm saying? Listen, y'all be asking us to find miracles. You want me to date someone with no makeup, but it's a miracle. It's hard to find people like that. It's not a simple thing. You're restricting my my options out here, guys. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What are you saying, Sean?
I don't want to go down this rabbit hole tonight, because they already getting geared up, and I don't want to tussle with them. We got the world tour coming. You coming to the United States? Like, I don't want to fight. Let's normalize losing the argument and not fighting, you know. But it's such a hard thing, you know. And you know what winds up happening is this is what I think happens sometimes, right? It's like they hear us, but because we're asking them not to do something that they want to do, they're like, "Bust it, I'm gonna do what I want to do anyway." Now, clearly, like, and this is the all right. You drew me in, right? So I think this is the hardest part between let's rumble. She said, "Let's rumble." So it's like for the most part, and I'm gonna generalize, right? Like if a woman says she wants XYZ from a man and it's tangible, right? You know, we're gonna try our best bet to do that, right? If women are like, you know, they like us in beards, right? If we can grow a beard, then we're gonna grow a beard, right? And you know, if women was like, oh, I like goatees, we gonna grow a goatee. So it's like sometimes I feel like, and I know what it's rooted in. It's rooted in the fact that, you know, women for so long were oppressed, right? So it's kind of like the mere notion of you telling them what to do or you asking them to do something for you that they wanted that they've been doing. It becomes, don't tell me what to do, I'm gonna do it anyway. Mind you, if we're telling you individually, we love you, you're beautiful without the makeup, it's like, what's the harm in not wearing the makeup? But it's like, I'm gonna do what I want to do, and it's that energy. So you just saw the Woman King, they're gonna bring you that Woman King energy with the makeup. That's what I think.
Yeah, no, do you know what it is as well? Do you know what it is? I think as well, and plus also we're a different generation as well. You have to understand as well. Like, so my generation growing up when we're younger, I know we're talking about Married at First Sight, by the way. We're talking about, by the way, if you just joined us, we are talking about Married at First Sight. We're dealing specifically with Mitch and his comment that he made about Kristen as well. So I think obviously for like a situation like where I grew up in school, you know, girls won't wear makeup. The most you're gonna get is edge control. Edge control was out of control. Okay. Edge control had girls with the lines like hieroglyphics, okay, and it was still looking good. I ain't gonna lie to you. Hieroglyphic edges, yeah, just doing bits, things just a little curl here like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, a little squiggy line just go like that down to the side of it. Baby, it was cute. It was looking good. Okay, all right. Like, so that was what we had when we was growing up. Do you know what I mean? So then you get older, and I think you from my generation anyway, again, like that's what I liked. I was like, okay, cool. But yeah, you're right. Look, nobody's trying to change anybody. Do you know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, this is not about we don't want to have to we don't want it to be a control. It's more of a case of this is what I like you said, fam, obviously. And I always ask this question. I'm taking us down a rabbit hole indeed. Yes, I'm doing it tonight. You know, like you said about beards, right? I asked myself the question, which is, do I genuinely like beards? And do I think I look good with a beard? Or is it because we're in a season where beards are in, therefore I look at myself and think I'm even more sexier with a beard? That's the question I ask myself. Are beards actually sexier on a man, or is it because beards are actually in at this current time of season? Because this of course beards have always been a situation, right? But it's been a recent where it's like really it's been like hot on our tails where we start seeing beards, even our counterparts on the Caucasoid side putting on beards and women liking them and going, yeah, we want a beard, we want a beard. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, is it the fact the beard has always been in, which I don't think it has always been a big case. Maybe again I'm growing up and it's different, or is it the fact that this is something that as we've come into a new cycle, this is what we're saying, beards look good, right? So then now I feel like my beard looks good. So what do? I grow out my beard. So technically, part of my beard growing isn't necessarily just the fact that I want a beard. I know the effect of the beard and what it does. So externally, as people validate men having beards, I also validate myself as I have a beard. So it's not really just for me. Now I'm saying that because I'm about to skip the loo to the other side, because then if that's the case, could I say that about makeup? Wow, can I say that about makeup? But to be honest, Mitch, his situation is slightly different because obviously he's already said that he doesn't find her attractive. That's the biggest issue with Mitch. Yeah. So I'm not conflating the two. We know straight away Mitch's idea of saying about makeup wouldn't have been a problem, but he already said he don't fancy it. And that's a big problem. And then you go and say you think she's better without you think she's better without makeup. That don't help. That ain't getting you nowhere. That's not going to get you into into any good books. You know what I'm saying? So I understand where Kristen was coming from. It's like another thing you're criticizing, another thing you have an issue with. Like you already have issues with all the environments and my dreams and my goals, and now you want to come into my personal makeup. Yeah, I can see how it's a problem with Mitch. I can see it's like you're never satisfied, and you're never going to be satisfied. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. What's your thoughts, Sean?
Yeah, I think, and that becomes an issue. It's like you have to pick your battles. And anybody that's in a relationship or especially in a marriage, you have to pick your battles. And what happens is you're going to lose your ground. It becomes almost like the boy who cried wolf, right? It's like you don't get that many chances with people, and with human emotions you really have to be careful. And I don't think Mitch is emotionally aware. And unfortunately, if this was an isolated thing and he wasn't throwing shots at her for every little thing prior to, he might have been able to, she might have been able to hear him. But yo, the sister the sister read him the riot act. I think it's almost what he needed to hear. And I think she communicated in a way that Mitch needed to understand. So I did appreciate hearing the way she cut him up, though, because she was like, "It ain't about you, bro. It's not about you. She does it for herself." And I mean, truth be told, unless she's doing something totally, way off, I don't see her showing up with a whole bunch of makeup on her face. And I mean, you could correct me if I'm wrong. And this is where I just come back to saying I think he's just nitpicking at her, because it's not like she's overly done when you look at her. So that would be another thing, right? Because I could see if she was, had all these colors on her face and it was very extreme, but I don't see that. I don't see that in her. Like, and if you have to have a balance, and I think that's when we could push the envelope a little bit around just no makeup at all and that kind of stuff. But ultimately, just like how we're telling Mitch, like, bro, you're gonna have to ease up off the gas with this whole recycling, and you can barely breathe without having a carbon footprint. It's like the same thing with the makeup. If she's not extreme with it, and this is what she just likes to do for herself because it makes her feel good, then you might just have to let your foot off the gas sometimes, you know, and find a way to strike a balance. That's my thought.
Yeah, yeah, definitely as well. I think that Mitch just needs to find a better way of being able to deliver information. I think he struggles to be able to deliver information appropriately. You know what I mean? Like, bro, you need to learn how to deliver information in the right way. And also, as well, telling the sister this information, if you haven't told Kristen this, it's kind of a backstab a little bit as well, because you told the sister without really telling Kristen. Because Kristen seemed like she was unaware this was one of his thoughts, you know? So the fact that you told his sister before telling her the violation. You've betrayed the union by doing that. In some form of way, you've actually, I wouldn't say emotionally cheated, but you've done some cheating a little bit here, because what you should have done is that should have been a conversation first with your partner. Don't blindside them by telling somebody who's close to them this information. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's madness. You should be talking to her first, letting her know your thoughts, and then you can go and tell the sister this information. Do you know what I mean? But by doing that, you kind of just betrayed her trust a little bit, and by doing that also too, you've caused there to be more animosity between you and Kristen, and she's she's getting tired. She's like, you're piling it on, and you know what? I'm at my wither's end basically right now, because I am giving up so much for you, but it seems like you're not really giving up much for me. Listen, it's so funny because Mitch is the literal description of what the Bible talks about. A man who has a husband will not focus solely on the gospel. He has to think about his family. So if you decide to get married, you're gonna have to tamper your extremities. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, you're gonna have to tamper some of your extremities, because in that instance, you have to think about not only just you now, but you have to think about the woman, you have to think about your family. And in that case, you gotta tamper some of those extreme things that you wanted to do. And you have to think about it and go, actually, do you know what? Is this beneficial for my family? It might be beneficial for me, but is it beneficial for my family? And do you know what, I something that I'm learning as well, and it's not just about Mitch also, this actually goes out to everybody as well, especially women. This goes out to um and to men as well, actually, as well, specifically. You can hold two opposing truths at once. Let me give an example. You can be a feminist. I know some people are not going to like this. The manosphere will not like what I'm about to say here. But you can be a feminist. You can fight for equality and still also reap the rewards of patriarchy. What I mean by this is this: patriarchy isn't dying anytime soon. There are some things you're going to have to concede on in order to live life happily ever after in your marriage, right? There were some things that you will give up, or at least you will say, I'm not going to fight in this department because I want to make my marriage work. So being a feminist isn't an issue until you have to find a balance and say there's certain things I'm going to have to kind of give up on. Or you know what? Okay, maybe the feminist view would be XYZ on this issue, but you know what? I can't do XYZ because I am in a relationship. I'm in marriage. It's those things that have to happen. And same thing for Mitch. Mitch can be an extremist in terms of being an environmentalist, but he has to find a balance, meaning you can be cognitively dissonant with your points. It happens. It's unfortunate, but it happens, right? Because unfortunately, nobody can be perfect. Nobody can always follow all the rules at one go. In fact, I just watched Women King, and I won't spoil it for anybody, but that was one of the issues. There was a rule that they had to keep, and the rule got broken. Now, why did the rule get broken? Because sometimes precedents that get set sometimes have to be broken because there are moments in life that are gray. And this is the same thing with people who are feminists, those who are, environmentalists, whatever, who believe that women should be in the kitchen, men them as well, whatever you don't believe, whatever. Doing the extreme in a relationship only isolates your partner. You have to find some form of balance. And sometimes that means having cognitive dissonance, holding two opposing truths to you, or two opposing views, I should say, in that instance. So you might be saying, I believe that I'm a feminist, and really you're saying feminist, you're saying equality, then you should be paying 50-50. But then you say, actually, I'm still going to let the man pay, right? So you can still hold those two truths and say, hey, I know I should do 50-50, but you know what? I want to make my marriage work. So she pay. You know what I mean? Pay. It's what's going to make your marriage work. You know what I mean? So what's your thoughts, Sean?
Yeah, I think that is sometimes people, they conveniently forget that part, right? Like the fact that two things can be true at the same time, right? And I think we would have less arguments in relationship if people just kind of, like when you get to that point in your relationship when you could be like, yeah, I know I'm moving mad, or I know that this just does not make sense, but I just want to do this, is just what I want to do. I think when you just say that, there's a level of honesty that you have with the person, that you are not treating them like they're dumb, right? Because if you still try to stand on, oh, I'm a feminist, but I want to be able to have kids, not work, and not be expected to do anything, but do what I want to do when I'm ready to do it. You're gonna say all those things around. It's like you're just tap dancing on my intelligence, because it's multiple things that you're doing at the same time. Just say, listen, this is just really what I want to do, and don't make it about a principle. Right. So I think he shouldn't make everything about his, oh, I'm a hippy dippy trippy, or I'm natural, or it's the environment. just say this is my preference and this is what I like, and give her a chance to either be in or be out. But everything can't be an absolute. The other thing that you said that strikes something in me, and it reminded me of a scripture. So I was like looking for the scripture, and it is so perfect. And I'm like, we gonna hit them with a couple scriptures tonight. So Ephesians 4 says, when you talk, don't say anything bad, but say the good things that people need, whatever will help them grow stronger. Then what you say will be a blessing to those who hear you. So I think, like, at the end of the day, we talk about what is the role of a husband. We should love our wives like Christ loved the church. So we should be thinking about their feelings, thinking about, before I speak, how am I going to make you feel? Right. And I think, especially with something so sensitive in terms of her appearance, where you already knew that you already hit her with a heavy punch straight out the gate. So I just feel like that's where Mitch is going down the wrong road. Is he didn't speak to her in love. He didn't talk to her sister in love. It was what I want, what I need, me, 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 Mitch, 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 me. And you're not going to get anything from anybody if you approach things that way. So that's what I think. And even a lot of the ladies were saying he's not wrong for the way he feels, but it's his approach, it's what he said, it's how he said it, and it's the constant urging and nudging of trying to push her out of who she is.
100%, bro. And this is really good conversation because we that scripture was a really good scripture as well, Ephesians 4, about watching what you do say, right? And because we always talk about the head, being the head of the body as a husband also means feeding the body correctly so that the body can grow strong and grow in the right way. And like you said, this wasn't the issue wasn't him saying about the makeup, but it was the fact that it's come from X, Y, and Z. When we look at the situation X, Y, and Z, we're like, oh, bro, said that you not fancy her, da 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 da. You don't fancy her. Then at 1 minute you're not having sex, and the next minute, so there's always something that seems to be going on. And then now you added, so now it's not just a comment about, oh, I prefer non-makeup. Now it's like another thing you've added, and you, oh my gosh. About that, my throat was chocolate there, but yeah, no. So it's like another thing that's happening, and it's like another thing you're gonna have an issue with, and it's like right now it's piling on. So now it's like you said, bro. That scripture, it's like this is not building up the person. This isn't building up the relationship. Um, this isn't building up your wife in a way that's going to uh beckon love. Do you know what I'm saying? So um if you don't be conscious about how you're going to impact your partner, you're not doing your relationship any favors, and you're not doing your wife any favors either. And as always as well, like we said, it's always about the fact that as a man, you are the leader. So there may be the fact that when you get it the other way around, she doesn't always do it the way you want it to be done, but you got to show her this is how you want it to be done. This is what you expect. Yeah. Any more thoughts on? Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, another thing came to my mind, right? And it's so, and I think Kristen has been such a patient person with him up to this point, and
Mm-hmm.
she has shown Mitch so much love and so much grace. Um, and I think, like, the problem is, it's like, we think of that scripture, love is patient, love is kind, and she just wants him to love her, but he can't do that because he is not patient,
Yep.
and we haven't seen any kindness. Like, what kindness have we seen in this guy? None. He can't even have an intimate sexual moment with her without being a jerk. Like, and you're supposed to be a husband? And it's a miracle at his age that he hasn't had any, it's no miracle that he hasn't had any serious relationships. So, I think Mitch got exactly what he deserved. I also found it interesting. I don't know if you remember the scene, but when Kristen had met up with his sister-in-law, and she said that they had gone tete-a-tete too. So it's like, Mitch, bro, like, first of all, what your brother and his wife does, you can make a gentle suggestion, but mind your business. Mind your business, bro. And I think like that's where he comes off judgmental. That's where he comes off self-righteous, is because you are running into problems with everybody. Your sister-in-law, you should not be worrying about what they do. Like, let them fill the landfill if that's what they want to do. So that's
I'm with
my
you, bro. I'm
thought.
with you. Yeah, bro, I'm with you, man. Trust me, I'm with you, bro. I'm 100% behind you on that. And I agree with you as well. You know, um, I think Mitch has just got to find he's got to find his footing here and just really think about what he's trying to achieve in these situations. But let me just say, obviously, as well, I think Kristen had every right to say what she did say. I think she had every right to feel the way she felt. And actually, I think it was great that she challenged him again. Because remember, he said he always wants someone who's going to challenge him. But you're absolutely right about the sister-in-law. First and foremost, I'm assuming these arguments happened when you were staying at their house because you were staying over there looking after the kids. Sir, I need you to back the frick down. Okay, like don't be coming into people's spaces and trying to, condition them to follow your way of thinking. You know what I mean? Don't be trying to. I wouldn't say don't be trying to, but be gentle with the way you're going about it. You know what I mean? Because clearly there was issues between yourself and the sister-in-law, and it's quite interesting because I thought that they would I assumed that they would have beef as well because the brother seems more passive. So the sister-in-law is probably a bit more assertive. And so that's why herself and him probably clashed a bit more as well. They both are quite strong personalities in that sense. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, I'm with you, bro. Like, you shouldn't be crossing that line. I think you need to be, you're having arguments with the sister-in-law about this as well. Like, that's not cute. That's not good. And there's no need to, and there's no need to, you know. But yeah, let's talk about another couple. Before we do again, just want to remind everybody, reset the room. We are talking about Married at First Sight. We're dealing with episode 13 in San Diego. Okay, San Diego. We just spoke a little bit about Mitch and Kristen. It's been a good conversation so far. I didn't think we'd talk for half an hour, but it's been a really good conversation. So obviously, clearly, Mitch and Kristen got us talking and got you guys talking as well, because you guys are in the chat talking and giving your opinions as well. So keep on coming. We really do appreciate that. Want to remind everybody here, we've got 407 people in here. Do me a massive favor. Number one, I want you to like this live, okay? Because it shows YouTube, the algorithm, that you guys are actually enjoying what we do. So if there's 407 people in this room, you don't have to all message in the chat, but what you can do is get your finger, click on that like button, okay? Where it says this, click on it, and then click on it and put like on there, okay? Let's get them likes up for me, all right? And I appreciate that because it helps with the algorithm, all right? Number two, you know that I'm obviously coming to stateside, okay? Now, I'm not stateside right now, and some of you keep thinking that. Some of you think I'm in somebody else's house cheating. I'm in a hotel, okay? I'm in nobody's house. I'm in a hotel, all right? But I don't stop nobody coming to my house. No joke. But I'm in a hotel with nobody here. All right. So I'll be stateside on Saturday. Just to remind you guys, well, if you haven't grabbed your ticket, grab your tickets, please. Okay. All right. New York and Atlanta are already up. The locations are also there as well. Where I know, shout out to Florida as well. I know they're going through a tough time right now with hurricane coming through as well. So anybody's in Florida, I just want to send my my love to you guys as well. The audience is a trip. So listen, grab your tickets. If you're Atlanta or New York, grab your tickets as well. All right. Because I've added onto those VIP tickets coaching as well for you guys. So listen, I want you guys to grab your tickets and get involved. Okay. Don't miss us with that. Don't worry, I'm not gonna miss the DC tickets. We're getting that for you already, okay? I'm sorting the things out behind the scenes. We're not gonna miss the DC. DC gonna get their time. DC gonna get their time, you know. So don't worry, we're gonna get you DC. I can see the DC are hungry out here. I see, you know, we do see you. Don't worry about that. I'm gonna get you. All right. What do you say, Sean?
Listen, I just want. Can we stop the cap? Because look, y'all, and we love the Little Black Book community. We love y'all. I love y'all. Right? You know, been rocking strong with y'all for a minute. We need y'all support. We need y'all support. You know, all the love we see in some of these other, other YouTube content creators. They be throwing up super chats left, right, and center. Your boy is coming to the US. Support your man, please. You know, we hear all the ladies talking, and all the, most of the subscribers are ladies. All y'all got big time jobs. Support this good brother.
Support me like this boy. Support me like this boy Jesus.
Exactly. We'll hit y'all. Yes, there's an after party for the VIP. Absolutely, there's an
Trust
after
me.
party.
An after party.
And after that, it's the. Oh Lord, don't tell us any other city where we're supposed to have gone. We coming where we coming. That's it. That's it. Come on, y'all. This man is flying across the world to come see y'all. Let's make sure we support him. One final note. I'm sorry, because the Mitch Kristen was chock full of energy for me.
Talk to me.
The funniest part was when the funniest part was when Kristen cut off Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper is tired. She was trying to make excuses for Mitch. She was like, no, I'm going to stop you right there, Dr. Pepper. No, 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 no. I'm going to stop you right there. Cut her right off and was like, no, this is it. This is the last straw. This is my decision day. 100%. So I love that she finally found her voice. I was dying. If you saw Dr. Pepper's face, she was like, okay, y'all think y'all don't see me till episode 2011? Y'all gonna see me at decision day now. Because you just told me I didn't know what I was talking about. Cut her right off. But she needed to be cut off because sometimes they spend a little bit too much time trying to normalize crazy, And they did that a couple of times, and we'll touch on a couple of the other couples where they're trying to normalize the crazy. Like, don't normalize what he just said. He cut her down and then tried to pretend like he had no idea. Oh, what happened? Did I say that? I'm so blindsided. I'm so confused. Bro, stop the cap. All right, Sydney, we see you. We appreciate you. So, yeah, that was my last little piece. I had to let that out. Sorry.
No worries at all, bro. I definitely hear you. Shout out to Sydney for the super chat. Really, really appreciate you, Sydney. Thank you. God bless you. We love that as well. Yeah, let's shift and talk a little bit about Lindy and Miguel then, because Lindy Miguel was crazy. I mean, if you I don't know. When someone tells me you've only seen 4.5 of my anger, I'm concerned because we got up to 10. So I'm concerned that I've only seen 4.5 and I'm a bit stressed by your 4.5 to think that you're going to give me a 10. I'm concerned about that, and the fact that Pastor Cal tried to play it down. Someone said they got a 4.5 and a 4.5 is destructive already. And to think, rotted, train back.
Yo.
Shout out to Train Mac. Don't throw me off my whole entire saying.
That's love right there, wow. Bro.
Thank you, Trey Mac. I appreciate you, my G, man. Honestly, love for that, man.
Trey.
So much love for that, bro. Honestly, yeah. He says I'll support our faithful brother Kojo out here doing people's work. He's a little something for the after party, brother. Make sure you're there at the Trey. Make sure you come through, Trey. Okay. Make sure we see you at the after party, bro. We need to see you there. No, I think also as well, for the situation with Lindy and Miguel, I was so concerned, and for the ladies too. I think this is a really important thing as well. Like, I would never want a lady to be in a situation. I definitely don't want no man to be in a situation. If someone tells you they got a 4.5 anger, I need you to get out. I don't need you to be waiting around to find out what 8 is, because that's madness. Do you know what I mean? We don't ever think about someone having an anger which is on 4.5 and it can go higher. And they're even trying to warn you, don't think this is the highest. I've got higher. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean that for me was concerning. What's your thoughts on that, bro?
Yeah, and again, downplayed it again. Pastor Cal. It's like, oh well, don't I think what she's saying is that she really meant to don't what did she what it was what I'm trying to figure out his exact words, but I'm gonna paraphrase it. Pretty much saying like, oh, she's overestimating it. And then he was like, well, how many times have you gotten to that level? She was like, oh, once or twice. No, 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 no. I'm gonna trust on what you said. I'm gonna
Stop the
trust
cat.
on what you said. So don't try to revise history. Don't try to revise somebody giving you what could be a red flag. And I don't like when they do that. Don't downplay that. If somebody says they're a hurricane, trust that they're a hurricane. Lindy, and listen, it seems like Miguel is in love with her. He's in and he's out. He's in and he's out. He's in and out. It's like Alicia Keys. I'm in and I'm in and out of love. Every 5 seconds. He's in his head, he's out of his head. But you can't even tell her anything. He was simply saying, I don't want to be in a loveless marriage. And he was like calmly trying to talk through a situation. And for me, it's like, just come on. Yo, bro, I can't even. They are
I can't
going
concentrate.
in.
I
Uh,
go mad. Thank you so much,
you
guys. Honestly,
guys, see, I knew y'all had it. I knew y'all had it in you. I knew y'all had it in you. Oh man, that's just warm. It just warms my heart.
I appreciate it, man.
But yeah, it's like when he was trying to explain it to her, she was totally just like, oh no, now you're scaring me. I feel like you're threatening me. That is giving me Karen vibes. Like when she's saying that, it's like, don't say this because it means that. No, he's just trying to talk to you. Now, could he be exaggerating? Yes, but let's talk through it. Don't immediately go to, oh, now I feel like you're threatening me. Where's the threat? Where's the threat? There is no threat. He's just telling you how he feels. He's just trying to, flesh some things out. And it's like she is grooming him to say, like, you don't want to see this side of me, so you just better say and do everything I need you to do. Even with the baby, when they had the little, fake doll, she was so checked out. So I'm sorry. He can like it, but I don't. I see it as a big, big red flag and more things to come. And she still looked like she's flipping out in the next episode.
Yeah, do you know what it is as well? I find her concerning because, like, again, shout out to Sing Pray Love for this super chat as well from all the ladies with big time jobs. Travel on Mercy's Kojo, appreciate that so much. We also got Drizzy as well, dropping something as well. Much love as well. Let us know when you're coming to Texas. You don't keep dropping them coins like that. I might have to take a little detour. Keep dropping them coins. I might have to drop a little detour. You know what I'm saying? But no. Yeah, I definitely hear what you're saying as well, because I think with the whole Lindy situation, and again, this is pertaining to everybody as well. Like, I would be concerned if this was a man having this level of talk, and I'm concerned that the fact that Lindy has this level of talk as well as a lady as well, because what she's really saying is, and she's like you said, and I think you put a really good word here, which is that she's conditioning him to say this is what you should take, and I have a big problem with that. And then she'll flip it and say, when he says, obviously, look, are we going to be in a happiless marriage? I don't want to be that kind of relationship. She'll say, I feel like you're threatening me. So it's like, no, he's not threatening you. He's just saying, look, I just feel for me in this situation, I don't want to be in a hapless marriage, right? And so again, for me, I think with all these situations, when we see these things happening, what I realize is that with Lindy, she hasn't healed from what she's been through in the past. And the problem with that is that it's starting to seep into this relationship, and she's becoming controlling without even realizing she's becoming controlling. It's like roots that are growing really slowly, and it's beginning to wrap itself around Miguel's neck. He won't realize until he's passed out that it's happened. He won't realize he's in a toxic situation and a bad one until he's passed out. And what I see with Lindy again is somebody who is fearful of being abandoned and is trying to do everything not to be abandoned in a sense. So she does her own little gimmicks to try and keep one on task. That's how the whole name situation happened, when she was like, "You're not going to put me on your medical bills. Well, then you just want me to die, don't you?" And then like that manipulation starts to come in because the fear is there. So she tries to hold on a lot. So yeah, I was concerned, and I was concerned more with Pastor Cal not calling this out. I was like, I know you watched the show. Why are you not calling this out? Why are you and Dr. Pepper coming all flat, and not coming and saying what needs to be changed with individual people, and not actually calling this stuff out? I don't know if it's the editing or what, but I would have thought, because you were trying to pacify Miguel about, hey, look, it's a 10. It's only happened twice. No, it's 10. No, but she's on 4.5. She's likely to go higher. And it's already bad enough as it is on the 4.5. What more could she do again if there's higher to go? So for me, I wasn't impressed by Pastor Cal being concerned, not being concerned about the situation. You know what I mean? So yeah, I was a bit disappointed with that. Just a bit disappointed for that. What are you saying, Sean?
Yeah, I almost forgot about the insurance thing, right? Because that's another form of manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like at the end of the day, it's like she's just showing him in so many ways, like, hey, when you do this, these are what the consequences are. It's like a child throwing a temper tantrum. But it's like, but then she's like almost innocuous to it. Like, it's okay, I'm just, I just feel like, a husband should do this for their wife. Come on. You're totally ignoring the fact that your irresponsibility is what has you without insurance, and now you are putting it on someone that you just met. Zero accountability. And when you're confronted, or when he disagrees, it's like we go to these large grandiose extremes, and it's like it just tells the person, look, I don't want that. Like, I don't want that experience. I don't want that energy. And it seems like, Miguel, for the most part, is like a peaceable kind of guy. So he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Let me just, because he quickly went to like not wanting to do the insurance, wanting her to change her name, to like totally switching the pendulum. That, for me, it just shows that she's just always going to manipulate. She's always going to act out in these very big ways when she doesn't get what she wants.
Yeah, definitely. And I think Miguel's issue is that, he can see it, but I don't think he'll have the strength to actually release himself from the shackles. I think the Pussoir is so good for him. He ain't gonna get out of there. He's swimming deep, man, knees deep, and he ain't coming out of there. He really isn't trying to come out of that situation. So yeah, while I'm on Lindy's neck, my foot's on the neck, but I also see with Miguel as well that he's struggling to see. No, he's not struggling to see. He's struggling to get himself to a place to say, I need to quit. Like, although he gives big chat, he gives a big chat about his if anything happens, I'm gonna leave. But I actually don't believe that he'll actually do that. I actually don't believe he has the strength to actually walk away. He has a big chat, but I don't think he would do it. And I think we're seeing that because even the way he's interacting with Lindy now, what I mean, he'd be saying stuff, but not be doing it. I know he said, "Oh, a decision there. I'm gonna," yeah, but I think you're still gonna be there because I think part of him wants to save Lindy. I think part of him sees Lindy and sees a vulnerability and wants to save her. And it's like, you can't save her, bro. She needs to sort this out herself. you can't save her. I think he's got a bit of a savior complex, and I think this is a perfect storm of a situation that will have him staying in a situation, because it's like she gives him enough to make him feel like he's changing her, but then she'll do something else then to kind of like throw you off again. Do you know what I mean? So now we're back in a situation where it's like, oh, my anger, oh, you thought I was feeling you? Like, no, there's a 4.5, baby. There is more to come. You know, when he tried to say it, he's, you know what I mean?
Yo, it just made me, and you know why she flies under the radar,
Mm-hmm.
especially this season, because there's so many other people that are so much more, jarring for us to watch. You got the Ben and the Morgan, you got the Alexis and the Justin, you got, Kristen and Mitch. So you got all these other people. So she flies under the radar, but it is complete manipulation. And what you reminded me of when I watched the after party, this guy, this is how I know they're probably still together and they'll probably both say yes on decision day, as much as he shouldn't. Now, whether he gets his wits about him and gets out of this at some point, God, I pray he does. But he said, do you know this man said, or sat up there talking to Rudy and the other people, and he said, I realized watching it back how strong Lindy really was, and how she really was there and she grounded me in a lot of ways. What? What? Yo, that is dangerous. To me, when he said that, I'm like, this brother is gone, 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 gone. He's so far gone. It's like pastor. If the pastor would have told him, like, brother, you, the Lord told me you gotta go, he's gonna be like, Pastor, don't block my blessings. I'm staying. Like, he is fully in, fully in.
Yeah, he's fully invested in this process. Let me just shout out a few people, and then we'll continue the conversation as well. I see some people have dropping some serious coins, and I really do appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen, who are dropping coins here today as well. Much love and appreciation. Thank you so much. I've lost the first one actually saying that. Let me just shout out. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, thank you then. MZ Destiny says safe travels. Much love for that. High Vibe says for the liquor fund. Yeah, we're gonna need that for the liquor fund indeed. You ain't playing with that one still. And DB1545 says I love your channel, and I really do appreciate that as well. We appreciate you guys contributing, not just the chat, and those of you also who are contributing financially. Appreciate you guys and ladies so much as well. Really do appreciate you lot, honestly. Yeah, this situation, with Miguel. Someone said Miguel's in a sunken place. Someone else said that the kitty cat must be good. And listen, the kitty cat can take you out some places, guys. The kitty cat can have you out of your mind. It can have you out of mind, can have you out of your body, can have you out of your soul. Okay, it can have you in places you never knew you could be. You've been an astral projection. You know what I mean? But on all jokes aside, I think with Miguel, I think he really does need to. I think once he gets the time to step away from the relationship, I think he'll realize what he's actually in. But he's complaining, but nothing. I don't think it's one of those where you can. It's almost like the story of the frog that was in the warming up of the milk that began to fry the frog. I don't know if you ever heard that story. We used to tell the story where the frog got into a pan and it was like a milk, and then the pan was actually being heated. So slowly the frog is swimming, gets tired, doesn't realize, and the milk starts warming up. Before he knows it, the frog has been cooked. And it's like that's what Miguel is. You know what I mean? He's swimming. The pan's heating up slowly but surely. Yeah, Miguel. Before you realize it, he's tired and you're getting cooked, and you're stuck there. And now you're dead. And that's what I feel like with Miguel at the moment. Is almost you're hearing 4.5. You know, you should be royally concerned. You know what I mean? If that's and when he says obviously to her, look, no, I think I've seen the worst, and she's like, no, you haven't. That was 2 weeks ago. We're now on this week, and she said, no, you only got 4.5. Like, I just needed to deep that. This person has got some deep craziness, and yeah, man, I'm concerned. You know what I mean? Who knows what can happen when she gets past 4.5? Who knows?
And I'm not sure if now some of this might not even be her own doing. It might be how she's learned to survive with the trauma from, being in that cult like environment. Right. So has she really done the work to navigate life, decisions, because she seems, and what they say is like a lot of times when people are traumatized at a very young age, they get stuck at that place until they really do the work to heal completely from it. So I think there's a part of her that's why we see the temper tantrums and the yelling and the wild rash reactions and the not really being able to take care of herself as a full-fledged adult. Because on the surface she looks like an adult, but her behavior is even childlike. Another thing, and take this for what it's worth. I don't know where I heard this, but I heard it a long time ago. They say, and I don't know if this is true for women. I mean, for men, but I've definitely heard it for women. Like if they are traumatized in their youth, a lot of times their voices don't mature. And if you listen to Lindy's voice, it is very childlike. So I don't know. I think there's a lot of trauma there. I think there's a lot of things that need to be healed. I do have compassion for her, but she ain't ready for no marriage. She's gonna rip, run, and roar right through him.
100% agree that. 100% agree that, bro. 100% agree that. Never heard of that though. That's mad. I didn't know. I've never heard of that. Wow. That's a very interesting thing. Okay. All right. Cool. Any other thoughts on Miguel and Lindy? That was because that was pretty much it. Their scenes. Anything else? No. All right. Let's talk Ben and Morgan. Ben and Morgan situation because Morgan obviously crashed out. So um, yeah,
We
they got
lost you,
married.
Coach. You talking?
No. I was typing. Sorry about that. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Okay, cool. Sorry. Yeah, I think it went. I think it did go for a little bit. Yeah, no. I was saying that Ben and Morgan's situation. Morgan's obviously ended the relationship with Bin, and she's got what she wanted, which was that she wanted to have the control and the emphasis of power to end what she needs to end. What happened to you're going to turn up with me every single day and no, now she's ended the situation. Really and truly, all she wanted to do was be able to end it so she could have the power of saying, I actually ended it. It gave her a sense of power because whoever ends it ends up usually having a bit of power in that interaction. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, I ended it. And I think that's what happened with Morgan and Bin because, and what the heck, Dr. Pepper, what videos are you not watching? Why are you allowing Morgan to say again, oh, I never had an apology? This time, Bin's face was, he literally rolled his eyes like, what the frick? Like, oh, I never had an apology from the beginning. It's like, wait, no, Morgan, you've had an apology. You've had two significantly well thought out, deep articulated apologies with even some psychological background and breakage of who he is. What more do you want? Last week you're talking about you didn't feel the emotion. This week you're talking about something else again. Sis, what more do you want from this brother? You want his soul? Yeah? You want the bones in his body? Like, what more do you want from him? What's your thought, Sean?
Yeah, I think they just gave her a lot of grace because they didn't want an Alyssa 2.0, you know? But she's just she just reminded me of Alyssa from last season. Just no self-awareness, very headstrong, not willing to see themselves in any position of being wrong. And this guy, I mean, on this, Ben to me was even nicer than Chris was, and Chris was a saint. Like, he was like, look, I'll take it all. Give it all to me. I'll take it, just give it to me. I'm like, bro, I'm sorry. I guess I still have so much pride. I could not bear the weight of that. Like, he just took it all, and she just continued to dump on him. And then she was like, I want a different apology. I want a one-on-one apology. And they were like, but he apologized to you in front of everyone else. But I want it one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when she just keeps kicking the can. There's nothing that he can do. At the end of the day, I just feel like, Morgan is not happy with herself. She has no self-awareness. So she
Mm-hmm.
would have picked apart anybody. And unfortunately, Ben wasn't in a position to really fight with her, because I think she wanted a little more fighting. And that's why she was like, let me just release him. Because he wasn't fighting. He was like, okay, you got it, you're right, I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It was no more fun for her to toy with him. She's like, all right, let me just give him the final blow, tell him that I ended this, and let me move on.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, my camera's just gone down quickly, but yeah, to be honest, yeah, I definitely hear you on that. I think at this point, Morgan had pretty much, put herself in a place where um, you know, she's put herself in a place where she has the power in the interaction. She's happy. She's got her power now. You know what I mean? She's happy because um, you know, it's a situation where now she gets to have the final say. And I think it's almost as if this is a repeat of that moment on with the whole write your letter situation, right? Write your letter. He wrote his letter. She said, you know what? After he had written his letter, but you know what? I'm not gonna say my letter because you don't deserve to have my letter. Wait, but you've made me write my. Why would you make me write my letter, knowing that you were not going to read your letter? And again, that's a power situation. It's like I'm going to open you up and get you vulnerable, but then I'm not going to be vulnerable about it. It's like, no, but Morgan, that's not how it works. We get the fact that you're hurt by the situation, but right now, what you're doing is being really mean to the brother. I would dare say slightly abusive, So it's like, Morgan, you need to get it together. But then instead of Dr. Pepper to put some pepper up her ass and actually set her straight, let her know that, this is not the right way to go. No, we don't hear that. We don't hear that. No, instead they let her get away with murder once again. And it's like, I get that Ben is not perfect. Ben is not an innocent party in any of the situations, but come on, come on now. Come on. You know what I mean? Come on. Yeah. Welcome, Seaway, to the conversation. Much love. It's good to see our resident administrator on there. Before you say anything, let me just start shoot super chat. Black Tonode, much love. Says love the channel, love the panels, love the chat crew. Please come through the Midwest next time. I appreciate you. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Thank you. I think this is a good instance of proving something very, very, very real. Until Sean said something, people didn't usually give super chats. It's very rare. Do you know why? Because I think they saw me as a very strong individual. Like I said the other day, if you don't ask for help, no one gonna give it to you. Okay? Remember I said this yesterday, guys? The ladies were saying, some of them have disagreed with me. If you don't ask for it, people just won't do it because they assume you're good. But then Sean jumped in and said, listen, hey guys, make sure you send some super chats. And now people are sending super chats. You know why? Because they can see there's an area of need for help. So even ladies do it. You read energy. So thank you, ladies, as well, and gentlemen as well, who have been dropping some cash. We really do appreciate you lot. Honestly, it's much love. And listen, I'm weak. I'm vulnerable financially. Help. I want to help out as much as you want to help out. I'm weak and I'm vulnerable financially. Okay, you want to carry my shopping? You go ahead and carry my financial shopping. Don't worry about it. Okay, we appreciate you. But welcome, Seaway, to the conversation. What you saying to me, baby?
Thank you. Thank you. And again, thank you guys for the support. We've been working really hard to put this tour on you for you guys. So we appreciate the support even if you're not able to make it. So thank you. Um Yeah, I don't know why Morgan is being so cruel. I mean, the whole episode I was kind of struggling with that. Like, I know Ben is annoying. He's told her business. He's, hasn't been the most mature, but her level of like cruelness to him, I just really couldn't understand. And she kind of just never eased up on him despite what he said. And I do agree, Kojo, it seems like every time she gets a chance, she wants the last laugh. Everything is a bit of a game. Even saying she doesn't want to be his friend. Like, she doesn't have to be his friend, but it's kind of the way she said it. I don't know. Like, she thinks he needs to sit on the bench and heal. Like, she really needs to sit on the bench and heal, because her level of cruelness and lack of forgiveness is not going to work in any marriage, any relationship. It's just not going to work. So I was really disappointed in her this episode, and I just wish the experts yet again would step in when someone's being mean to someone else, or just call that out. They didn't do it with Johnny and Bao. They're not doing it now when the roles are reversed. They're just there. So I don't know. Wasn't a fan of that.
I'm definitely hearing that. Sean, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think that I'm trying to think like what's the other side of this as to why they might not have gone after her in this way. I think it's a couple of things, because I think Ben didn't do himself a service in just falling on the sword and taking this, you know? And it's kind of like one of those things. It's like when somebody, as harsh as this is going to sound, but like a lot of times when somebody's in an abusive relationship, until they're ready to leave, you can't do anything about it. So maybe, I'm just speculating, right? Maybe they're like, listen, if he's not bringing it to our attention, if he's saying everything is his fault, we can tell him he's not wrong. But if he's internalizing all of this stuff that she's saying and he's taking it on as truth, it's like he almost has to go through this on his own so that he learns the lessons from this. Because at the end of the day, like, there's, I mean, I don't know how to say this. Like, it's going to sound like victim blaming, but like, until you're able to see the forest for the trees, you're always going to see the forest and not the trees, right? So your eyes, that veil has to be lifted for your own self. You know what I mean? Like, and I think he has to find his own way. And hopefully he gets the right therapist that, doesn't force him down this let's play the blame game track, and they really say, hey, listen, can you see some things that Morgan has done wrong? Can you, what could you have done differently? How could you have expressed what your concerns were? Maybe he'll see it when he looks back at himself and sees just, how much he gave no pushback. I don't know.
I'm with you on that. Look, I think, and I see the super chats coming through, so I'll read them in a second for you guys. I think, honestly, I would say these situations, especially with Morgan. Look, okay, let me be fair. Morgan and Ben, right? Ben has to also take some responsibility, because like, I need him to talk up, because it's too silent, right? You don't agree. You don't think, you don't think that that what Morgan is saying is absolutely true. You don't believe it. So why allow yourself to be in a situation where you are literally being like not even coerced, but like pushed into a corner to say this is true? You know that you don't believe that. You don't agree with what she's saying. You don't feel like what she's saying is correct, right? And so in a situation with Ben and Morgan, because Ben is so silent, you're leaving room for the experts to also tell a narrative that isn't necessarily true. It's like, yeah, I get it. I get it. You don't want to be, you don't want to be rude or anything, but you have to actually be able to be assertive. He has the same problem that Justin has, which is why him and Justin got along. They're both not very assertive people. And unfortunately, when you don't be assertive, you're leaving room for other people to literally tell you what they're going to do. And that's what Morgan's done. Morgan told you she's going to literally drag you up to the plate every single day, and you just going to allow it to happen. So now you're in a situation where you're taking also the blame for a situation where you're not saying, actually, do you know what? No, she's got to take some accountability. Instead of you saying that, you don't. And that's the problem with Ben. I find that the problem with Ben as well. It's like, without you speaking up, you're leaving room for Morgan to take advantage of you as well. I can talk about Morgan all the time, but you're not doing what you're supposed to do as well. So yeah, I definitely believe that as well, bro. See, any more thoughts on Ben and Morgan?
I don't really.
No. Okay. All right. Yeah, go sure.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, glad she set him free. It's just like, you ever watch, like, I get obsessed with watching those videos. They come on my Instagram feed now of the animals getting hunted, right? So you'll see a snake wrapping itself around prey, or you'll see the lion going after the gazelle. And then sometimes you'll see it where the animal gets away, and then sometimes you see it where the animal is just fighting for its life. And you just like, just end it. So this, I was just like, that's how I felt with Ben. I'm like, just release him. Just, either end it or let him be free. So I was just glad to see it being all over. However she felt like she needed to do it. And, I think that's Ben's, personality trait, very passive, right? So he was like, I can take the beating, I can take it all. I just want it to be over. And I think that's how he is. And that's just an unhealthy way to exist, though, because all you do is push down. And he mentioned, and this is something that resonated to me, because how at least the good thing that came out of this is he realized he needed some form of therapy, because he said Morgan reminds him of his father. Not being wanted, talked to, never, measuring up. And here he goes on Married at First Sight and runs into somebody that's just like his father, and just triggers all his things. And all he knows how to do is to just make himself small. So it's really sad. I really feel bad for him.
Yeah, I do as well. I do feel bad for him, but I need him to speak up. Because,
Yeah.
like, I feel bad for him. I do. And sometimes I look at him, and then sometimes I look at him, I think to myself, man, I feel really bad for you. But then I think to myself, but I'm feeling sorry for you, but I don't do that for the women, so you're not going to get that either. So I need you to fix up. I need to open your mouth. Like, like, you're a grown-ass man now, don't allow yourself to be in a situation where you're getting run over. Learn the boundaries quickly, and learn how to assert yourself and say, I don't like this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that, again, it might sound like victim blaming, but I said the same thing for women last season and the season before that. But you need to open your mouth and talk. Morgan is a pest. Don't get it twisted. And we'll call out Morgan every week where we have to, but I need Ben to open his mouth. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it's too silent. You're sitting there hearing Dr. Pepper and Morgan pretty much team up on you, and you're disagreeing because I can see your head going, no. But then instead of saying it, you're keeping quiet. You think you're avoiding a fight by not saying anything, but all you're doing is allowing them to trample on you. You know what I'm saying? You're literally getting beaten up. And then in this case, there's nothing noble about being beaten up in this situation if that's not the truth. What's the point of being beaten up for this thing? It's not one of those things where you say, I'm going to let it slide and let this injustice go, for the greater good. There's no greater good here. You're getting beaten up and battered every day. And actually what it does is it just further exasperates your patience, your kindness, your willingness and tolerance and patience that you usually have. And by the time you get to the next person that you want to date, you won't have any tolerance, you won't have any patience, you won't have any of that kind of good stuff that you could have been having, because you've used it all on Morgan and you haven't spoken up.
Yeah. Or the other thing that could happen is he becomes a perpetual victim, because you're primed. People can see that. So he's going to find himself in proximity and in relationship to people that are just going to continue to re-victimize him, because he's not changing his behavior. That's the sad part. And you know what? How I knew that Morgan is going to do Morgan and be Morgan all day? When she lifted up that phone And she was like, see, you can look here, you can Google, I'm a nurse. Ma'am, when people do that, you're avoiding the issue, because you never said Ben lied. You said he judged you, and you said he confided something in you. So you never said he lied. It wasn't that he lied. It was you did something. You misrepresented some aspect, whether it was your degree or whatever. There was something amiss. So don't try to like now double down on it because she wants to feel like she's right or vindicated by showing us that you're a nurse. I don't think he ever said she wasn't a nurse. He was saying like, you said something on the application that wasn't true, and now that makes me look at you differently. Well, guess what, Ben? That's the only thing he got right, was the mere fact that something's off about her, and thank God you called it out, because you might still be in this toxic cycle with her. So I think that's the one thing he did right.
Yeah, it's interesting as well. We've been, and I'll let Seaway jump in after. Sorry about you. I just realized that Seaway's even there. I keep forgetting, I keep going back and forth. But it's interesting. We've been in Morgan because, like you said, she had that when she put the phone thing up. I was like, babe, but you're the one that said you lied. You told us. You're the one that said, listen, yeah, I told a little bit of a kind of like a fib, and actually, I told you in secret. So you told us this. It wasn't us. Now, of course, listen, you're a nurse, fantastic, great, right? But you were the one that was being secretive about the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's the case, why didn't you just show that to him in the first place? Why did you have to make it low down and quiet about what you were kind of saying? Why did you intentionally do that? What were you hoping to achieve? Do you know what I mean? Like, then you're looking at Ben as an issue, but I'm looking at you as an issue in this moment now, because you're trying to prove something that it should have never got to this point in the first place. Now, don't get it twisted. I think Ben also has an issue here with exaggerating stories. We knew that already, because I'm not saying exaggerating stories, but we knew he was a snitch, right? We said at the very beginning of the season, everybody watched any of our reviews, myself, Sean, Seaway, we spoke about this at the very beginning. At the very beginning with Ben, that the way he spoke to his mom about issues, he gonna do that again. He gonna need somebody to have an outlet and speak about issues. So this is actually not something that I'm surprised by in terms of it being an issue, because he did that at the very beginning of the season, and we said, yeah, he gonna do that as well. If you go back to my very first review, I did a set of reviews about predicting what would happen between each couple based upon the very first episode of what information they gave us. And I think pretty much everyone's spot on, because the amount of information they were giving us was feeding us what's going to happen. They're letting you know these are the issues these two are facing. And so, yeah, it was Ben's got an issue as well, which is he struggles to keep information to himself. He has to always share it to make sure because why he's deep as well. The reason why he has to share this information is because he has to confirm whether he's bugging or not. You see, when you go through an abusive situation with a father figure or a parental figure who's abusive, they make you doubt yourself and make you doubt your decisions. So I think what's happened with Ben was he had to share with somebody to kind of double up and confirm what he was going through was acceptable. I'll see where we'll come back in a minute. And I think he was trying to look for confirmation, like almost like a soundboard. Say, am I bugging? Am I got the wrong idea? Like, by me, feeling the way I feel, like, is this wrong? I think that's what was happening with Ben. And so that's why he was reaching out to Justin, as well. So yeah, but yes, as Jennifer just said as well, he's been gaslighted his whole entire life. So yeah, he's not gonna feel comfortable with his reality and whether it actually is truth. He needed somebody else to also say, no, what you're saying and what you're seeing is absolutely true. And let me say, I've seen it. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's also as well important as well. Ross.
Yeah, I think the other part is, and this is when it gets a little complex. Oh, look at the straight backs. We love it, Seaway.
Coming out looking like Woman King out here. All right,
that's it. She's ready to go to war on these Mafs experts. So I think like the part underneath it is where he was wrong, because we still have to be able to call him out, right? Because we can't, and this happens sometimes, right? We overshadow, right? So just like we missed the mark, right, with Michaela, because Zach was overshadowed by Michaela's antics. So we really didn't hold him accountable. So, and Seaway was one of the people that was saying that a lot, and we was going toe to toe with her. So, but I think in this instance, we could miss the mark in this whole Ben Morgan thing, because where he made the mistake was not talking to. There was nothing wrong with him talking to Justin, right? The mistake was, one, saying he didn't do it, and two, saying he wasn't going to do it and then turned around and continued to do it, right? So if you're going to do something, especially as a man, we talk about men in marriage, just like we were talking about Mitch and as being a husband and not being aligned with God, like the man, like if you're going to stand on your and say, listen, this is what I'm going to do, I'm disagreeing with you, then again, it comes back to him setting the tone, setting the pace. Hey, look, Justin is my friend, and certain things I might flesh out with him before I talk to you, because I need to hear another voice before it gets to you, and then I say it wrong. Just like he insulted her when he talked about her family, because he was judgmental when it came to her family, right? So he should have just said it like that. He shouldn't have tried to make her any promises, and that's what happens, because Morgan is going to hold on to that fact of, you told me you wasn't going to do it, and you said this is what we agreed to. No, he should have said, I'm not agreeing to that. I don't feel comfortable with that. And guess what? You're talking to the girls too. You're talking to the girls too. So how are you even holding me accountable to something that you're not doing? I'm not going to do it. And if you don't like it, then, we need to figure a way to talk about it. But I don't think there's anything wrong with me talking to a friend of mine who I've made this in the same process as me and trying to work out this thing called married at first sight. My thought.
I'm definitely hearing that. Seaway, do you have any contributions towards Ben and Morgan again? If not, I'll shift it. No? Cool. Loving the hair though, by the way. Looks very nice. Get me.
Thank you.
Go on, Beyonce. Tell him. All right, cool. Just shout out some of the super chats. Terry Taylor putting out 20. We appreciate you, Terry Taylor, for that as well. Much love for that. Appreciate you, honestly. Thank you for the super chat as well. All right, cool. Let's shift it now then to let's shift it to Stacia and our boy Nate. Yeah, they're the only ones I didn't really get to see. I think that's the only part I didn't get to see as much. I just sort of had a conversation about cheating and him trying to hold on to this 10-year episode that she had 10 years ago. It's like she cheated 10 years ago. Now, unless she's saying that she's saying some wild things now, I don't know why he'd be holding on to that. That sounds like trauma. That sounds like you're projecting, and it sounds like you're insecure about the situation rather than it actually looking at it going, it's 10 years ago. It's not like it was last year and she did something. It's 10 years ago. But what was your kind of thought, Sean? Did you think that was overreacting him in that respect, or?
These couples going to take 2 steps forward and 1 step back if they don't do nothing else. They just playing this dance routine back and forth. So I get how because some people, and cheating is one of those triggering things, right? Some people feel like if once a cheater, always a cheater, right? So I think that's one element of this, and that's what's probably in his mind. And meanwhile, when Pastor Cal rather, asked if he had been cheated on, he was like, not to my knowledge, which to me sounds like you were cheated on, you just didn't have enough evidence. That's what that is, because typically it's a definitive answer, yes or no. Unless he was trying to cover his bases, which still leads me to believe you probably had an inkling that you were cheated on. All right. So it's like maybe that reopened that wound, and then the mere fact of him being scared to tell her he loves her is bringing all of that up. So I think, like, look, it's 10 years ago. Yes, I agree. But in context of him and whatever he's thinking, it's a trust issue. It's like, can I trust her? You know, so it's a balancing act. So I think he does need to let it go, because it wasn't like it was in her last relationship, where there's a little more, it's a little more current. And you know, he also, especially in such a new stage in their relationship, he does need to be a safe space for her to feel comfortable talking about things.
Appreciate that, Sean. Siwe, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I know we didn't get much, but Nate's whole thing about this cheating thing is exactly why I say people don't tell the truth, because people can't handle the truth. And that's why, you know, I know we've been on this soapbox about this, but time we talked about, should you tell somebody if you cheated? Should you not tell them? This is the prime example. Stacia literally told him about something that happened 10 years ago, and this is the way he reacted. If I was her, I would not want to tell him anything else. Like, he's literally judging her based on something 10 years ago. And like Sean said, I think like Sean said, I don't know if he was saying this, but I feel like he's the one who was the cheater, because everyone else, every time I see somebody respond this way, is because you wanted to keep this perfect image of this woman that's 37 with her bomb job and her nice house, and the idea of her being imperfect just shatters your world. You know, like, literally, women are imperfect too. Women cheat too. We do our dirt too. We're not always stepper wives are in the house while you do your dirt. I didn't like his response, and honestly, I would feel like I couldn't tell him anything, especially when the cameras are away, because he's being very judgy. Very, very, very judgy. So I didn't like that.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you on that. I think he's definitely been a bit judgmental. But I think that stems from the fact that either he's cheated in the past, or he's been, someone said it themselves, he's been a side dude, or truth of the matter is, I think he looks, I think he's afraid of her doing what, quote unquote, he assumes his mother did to his dad, you know, abandoning. And I think anything that sounds like abandonment, it's going to be having a negative reaction from Nate, you know? So I think Nate honestly kind of saw the situation and thought to himself, yeah, do you know what? That cheating thing, can't forget it, can't forgive it. And again, I think that's playing on his insecurities. I think there's some deep line insecurities within Nate. And I think that was triggered in the cheating conversation, because it's about abandonment. It's about being left alone. It's about, you know, the person not wanting you and desiring you. And I think for Nick in that instance, it was like, yeah, can't take that. I don't want to take it. I feel like if I do take it, I won't be able to handle it. You know, if I won't be able to handle it, I can't handle a woman cheating on me. You know what I mean? Because again, it would ignite the pain that he's felt, I believe, as a young child. You know, also as well, something about Nate is that, you know, I think he has an idea of what Stacia should be. I don't know what kind of energy. I think he's kind of reading her energy and assuming she's a particular kind of way. And I think that when she doesn't fit that mold, it becomes a problem for him. Yeah,
he has a heart attack. Yeah, he wants her to. He has this idea of her, this perfect woman that doesn't do anything wrong, that keeps a nice house and a kept house, and that doesn't fit the mold, you know. Which he did make a very interesting point, which I thought about. He's like, I'm meeting her at 37 with her whole life put together. And so I don't have the context of really kind of growing with her and understanding her nuance of her. And I know we talked about that on this channel before, how sometimes it's dangerous when you meet someone in your late 30s and 40s, or when you're deep in a career and everything is together. You can't grow and really understand that person sometimes. I mean, it could, you know, it's not all the time, but I think he was kind of making the point, like, my reaction may not be right, but it's kind of hard because I'm seeing her after she done went through everything, you know, was grinding through everything, and now her stuff is together. So I don't have that context to understand where she was in life at that point. And that's kind of the risk you take when you marry people later on in life, when they've kind of, you know, they stumbled and they fell already and now they're all together. But that still doesn't really take away from how judgy I think he was. And I do think it's a little bit of a projection, because some men, they can say they're forward thinking and, you know, they're of this age, but the simple idea of a woman cheating or doing something wrong is enough for them not to want to be bothered with them. So
yeah, do you know what? And someone put it in the chat, really good point actually as well, which I really appreciate as well. There's 2 points there as well. One of them was this one. Also, Stacia used the fact that she was cheated on as a reason for her controlling behavior and trauma. Girl, can that be your excuse when you've caused the same trauma? I'm guessing what she's saying, obviously, like, you know, in a sense of because she can't say that's the cause of her trauma, or cause of her controlling behavior, because obviously, you know, the cheating probably was after the initial trauma has actually happened, which is, as we know already, she emancipated herself, so she saw some things in her relationship with her step. Was it step? It was not even step. Was it with her father? Was it originally saying that there was some abuse there as well? It was a toxic relationship with her mum being in it. She's seen some things, and that's what probably prompted some of the behaviors as well. So I think for her, you know, cheat. And again, it was cheating 10 years ago. Like, unless she's cheated now and she's been cheating recently or whatever, it's like, not, bro, it's 10 years ago. Like, it's a very long time ago. You know, that person isn't even existing to this day, I'm sure. Do you know what I mean? But, you know, you're gonna let that 10-year situation, you know, throw you off. Why? Because obviously, if you let it throw you off, it's because you're not really understanding what's actually happening right in front of you. You're not actually taking into stock and account the fact that was 10 years ago. And actually, what's really happening is your wounds are actually beginning to speak. Your fear is beginning to speak, you know, and it's speaking very, very loudly in this moment as well. You know, what's your thoughts, Sean?
Yeah, I think a couple of things. On the funny side, I blame Pastor Cal again. The experts messed up, because this would have only the chat is wild. I gotta fix my shirt apparently. So you know, like, this was Pastor Cal assumed, because how it came up was like, oh, you never cheated, right, Stacia? She was like, well, yes. And I think that showed a good sign, because she told the truth, you know, because she could have brushed it off. So I would have given her tons of points for being like, you were honest. It might have hit me, you know, a little bit at first, but then let's move on past it. I think the other thing is, what we also have to realize with Nate, and it doesn't make him right or wrong in the instance, it's just knowledge, is the fact that his mom rejected him. And your mom is the first woman that you fall in love with, quote unquote. So he's always going to have challenges with relationships with women until he heals that. So hearing that a woman was dishonest and cheated in the past challenges his notion of what he feels like a wife should be, and also puts him on ease. So again, this is knowledge. I'm not saying it's right. I think he does need to build a bridge and get over it. But this is the information that you're dealing with, which is why it's so important that he goes to therapy, you know, and deals with the hurt, because until he deals with that, it's going to show up in his life in so many different ways.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm not sure if she's sold him this imagery, or whether he's thought of her in this light. But you know, when the image of somebody is perfect, like everything is so perfect. I think that's I think that's probably what she's kind of sold him. When someone puts that whole imperfect kind of energy around, when they do falter, it's a big thing. It's like, well, you know, you kind of made it out like you're perfect, and now you morally faltered in this area. How come? I thought you're perfect, kind of thing. And I wonder if that's played a part also in Nate's kind of feeling towards her, that, you know, Stasia's put on this like perfect persona, you know, doesn't get things wrong, you know, knows exactly what she's meant to be doing, and then ends up doing this. It's like contradiction to what the imagery is, which is that you expect her to be perfect. That's what imagery you feel either she sold you or you sold yourself about her, you know. So I don't know, maybe that's played a part of it as well. I can't say 100%, but maybe that's played a part in it, you know. See where you got any more auditions? No? Okay. Cool. All right, cool. Let's get some more. Let's get the last couple going. But before we do, again, resetting the room once more again, guys, don't forget we are gonna be on tour in America. Okay, all right. So we're gonna be coming to you guys live. You know, New York, DC, Atlanta, as well. So make sure you guys grab your tickets as well. We want to see you guys there as well. Okay, I know some of you guys have bought your tickets already on this live, so we really appreciate you. Grab your tickets. I think the stream one is up for New York. I think, is it stream up for New York? See where it's up.
Yeah, I wanted to add that. So for the people who are saying, come to LA, come to Oregon, come to Montana. Well, if you still want to see us live and you're actually too far really to make it to any of the 3 places, we do have stream tickets. They're up for New York and for Atlanta, so you'll be able to actually catch all of us together, live stream those. That stream will be closed to everyone else who does not have a ticket. So if you cannot make it, yes, people be talking about come to Oregon. We are not coming to Oregon. So if you cannot make it to the cities and you still want to catch the vibes, catch us in person for the first time. None of us have met Kojo in person, so this is going to be exciting for us too. So if you want to see the vibes all together organically, then, you know, catch the streaming ticket, because that's also going to be a really good experience. So those stream tickets are up there now. The New York ticket is fixed. Yeah, and come out because we're excited. We are so excited. Houston folks, I want to see you in Atlanta. I don't want to see wins Houston anymore in this live chat, please. I cannot handle that anymore.
We tired of the different cities.
So tired of.
And trust y'all, you don't know how many times I fussed C-Way out yesterday because she was like, well, if y'all would have come to Chicago, we would have had a place we wouldn't have to pay. I'm like, oh God, just stop telling me about Chicago.
Hopefully Kojo comes back, and if he comes to Chicago, I hope my Midwest folks show up, because I would have had y'all put up, but you know, Chicago was also not on the list. I am traveling too. So, yeah, hopefully Midwest people be a little louder next time, because Kojo just acted like we didn't exist. So
Caribbean gal, we gonna stream at Chucalissa. We gonna stream it.
Talk about come to Chattanooga.
We streaming to every 4 corners of the world. So we gonna be in all them places. Oh, and listen, we already caught a vibe with the manager over at Zanmi. So for all those that are gonna join us, Kojo was serenading the good manager. So she's gonna conjure up a good rum punch for us. So there's gonna be a custom little rum punch that, you know, for those that want to, you know, take, you know, have a little sip, you know,
put a little edge on it,
you know, feel the vibe. You can do that, and there's some good Haitian eats there too that you guys can purchase if you like. So it's gonna be, we cannot wait. I cannot believe Sunday is coming. You know, so that's that on that.
That's right.
Hopefully you guys travel. If you just look, Atlanta is gonna be lit. New York's gonna be lit. DC, whenever we can get that up there. Look, stay on Kojo's neck. Keep your foot on his neck, because it's not Christian, it's not Sean. Keep your foot on his neck for those DC.
Oh yeah, it's not C-Way, guys. It's not their one. Yeah, it's not C-Way and Sean. So don't get them.
Listen, this was a labor of love for all of us. We had to check out. We, you know, me, Jay, C-Way have been like working nonstop around the clock to get all these things together. Well, I can't drink while I work, so I might not be too lit. That's the after party, so you're gonna have to get those VIP tickets to see that.
Thanks, trust me. Yeah, look, Chicago would have been lit. We would have turned it out for Coach, but Chicago people, we travel. We know how to travel. Look, the flight from Chicago to Atlanta is 10 of those a day, so you can get down to Atlanta.
Next we're gonna try and come. We're gonna try and come through, innit? We'll come a little bit earlier than October, so it's a bit warmer. Do you know what I mean? We'll come. Yeah. We'll come to Chicago.
Oh, I see
Probably
them
September.
asking. What we're gonna do is you're gonna get the email to the link to the private.
A couple hours before.
Yeah, right before the day of. So you'll get it then.
Yeah. So the day of the day before, guys, we'll send you guys a link. So I just want to keep it close because some of y'all are not going to be hella cheeky and trying to send this link to somebody else. Don't do it, guys. Don't do it. Okay, you paid for your ticket. Don't do it. All right, let them pay for theirs. Okay, but yeah, we'll send you out a link to your email as well. So make sure you guys fill out that form on when you do the event noir as well, so that we can get your details as well, and we can send that to you guys as well. But yeah,
I'm gonna talk about Chicago to the death of me, y'all. So. What's
the she?
They're saying I'm still talking about Chicago. I'll be talking about Chicago forever. So
now somebody said Philly. She. Now who is that?
That's Gloria. Talk about some Philly. She knows
Gloria.
She that
I'm talking to you, Gloria. We love you. We love the avatar, Gloria. It's beautiful. Love the natural hair. Look, we are coming to DC and New York, and you want us to make a pit stop in Philly? Now, I think you're pushing it. I think you're pushing it, Gloria. You pushing it. I'm just playing, but yeah, no, come on. You can come to New York. That's a quick Acela, a quick 2-hour drive. You got this.
Or better yet, come to DC. If you don't want to deal with New York's nonsense, I don't blame you. Come to DC. Even better. On either end, you're good.
I'm done.
Get Seaway out of here, guys. I don't even know what Magic City is, I guess. But
Magic
I heard there's
City
wings
is
out good there.
The script
don't tell me nothing.
That's it, Kojo. Rebuke it.
Let me sit in peace. If I know where I'm going.
Last time we started all that talk, we had a guest come on here and shake up the whole chat. So let's not do it. That's why we drop scriptures in this here chat.
Well, if there's a lot of people from Toronto, let me know.
You're going to see me in Church City.
Oh, Church City. Okay. She ain't lied. The toes
Holy Ghost City. You're gonna see
only in New York. Let me tell y'all. Only in New York will the flight be cheaper than getting around the city. I done got a flight for $60 and spent $80 on an Uber, and that is only in effing New York. So
damn,
she ain't lied. The flight be way cheaper than the car service trying to get around. I said we need super chats for the singles. We need that too.
I don't know. I don't know nothing about Magic City. I'm blind. I'm legally blind. I can't see anything. Strip club. What? No, can't be. Yeah, they wouldn't take me to there, guys. They wouldn't do that to me. They wouldn't bring me to a strip club. They know me, guys. They wouldn't bring me to a strip club. They wouldn't do that. Anyway, what are you gonna say, Sean?
I love how you put that innocent voice. They know me. They know me. Eh?
They know me.
I don't go to a strip club.
They know me, eh? Yeah, when you watch Woman King, you're gonna hear a lot. That's what you're gonna hear.
I love it.
You're gonna
hear
it a lot.
You guys, it's gonna be special. You gotta say there's gonna be special guests in DC. That's why DC is taking a little bit longer. There's gonna be some faves in DC. Special, panelists that you guys seen in Atlanta and different panelists in New York. So it's gonna be exciting.
You'll get a sprinkle. You'll get a sprinkle in all of the cities. But guess who's going to be in every single city? Guess who's going to be in every single city? This man right here. Wait, I always get this messed up. This
Cali people do the street.
This man right here. This man right here.
Right, this guy. This guy.
I just want to say, I was about to choose your ass.
Yeah.
Cali people get a pass. It costs more to get to California than it do to get to London right now. So I'm not even mad at y'all.
What?
No, California tickets. The fact that Jay is coming out. Shout out to Jay. Okay, California tickets are insane. So Cali people, I'm not even mad at y'all. Please just cop the stream tickets. We show y'all love. I should do a Cali stream ticket discount because it ain't y'all fault. But Cali people. Catch us on the stream. So
I didn't know it was that bad. Damn, it's that bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Yes, Jay is coming. Jay is coming.
Jay is coming. No,
it'll be Jay and I in Magic City. If Kojo punks out, that's on him. But Jay and I will definitely be there. having a great time for whoever wants to join us. I don't know about Sean. I don't know about Kojo, but that's where we will be.
I'm gonna take my Bible into the Magic City.
We're gonna get them scrippers saved.
Exactly.
Corey will be in Atlanta. Corey will be in
gospel.
Atlanta, and he may be in New
We're
York
gonna tell them
too.
to get on their knees for the Lord. Anyway, you are giving. You're giving it up.
I said maybe New York, but I said definitely Atlanta. They want to know where he's at.
That's what we said. We not gonna give them all the deets.
I just answered about where Corey would be at. That's it.
Seaway, don't lawyer me.
Angel Eyes, you're not coming? Yes, Bree is coming.
She will be in one or maybe more than one of the locations.
I will never shout out to Angel Eyes. I just want to say Angel Eyes was defending me on the lead attorney's channel one day. So shout out to Angel Eyes, the best.
Wait, was your lead attorney's channel?
It was like a while ago. Most were showing me love, but some of them were like literally acting a plum fool, like just being incel. They were being ridiculous.
Yeah, what was the topic I remember you were talking about again? What was it?
I think we were talking about
Tasha K?
I think we were talking about bankruptcy. Oh, we were talking about Tasha K filing bankruptcy and which whatever, and I just hopped on there to explain the bankruptcy chapters, and I forgot what else that was going on.
It's exactly what you did. It was now I remember.
And some of his subscribers were being literally obnoxious, but most were being cool. So that was a while ago.
You in the DMV area. I hope we're gonna see you.
We're gonna see her. I'll tell you what, some of these channels, when I see some of the men talking, I do hear, some of the men, and they honestly, I question the sanity. Just like we've got crazy people going on Kevin Samuel's channel, we've got crazy man them supporting man them, and some of them haven't got 2 penny pence of a mind to put together. I was on one panel the other day, and no offense to the gentlemen, but the gentlemen were they were not the sharpest tools in the box, and it was quite sad to hear. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they all like kind of gassed each other up. Lynn, don't ask me why I was on there. I don't know. I mean, because as a fellow lawyer, like I like watching some of his content, but his subscribers literally are like that dude that we all were tussling with like last week. What's his name? The Patriot dude. He got a lot of them on that are his subscribers, and sometimes they're a bit obnoxious. So, but the content is not always obnoxious. But
let's discuss Alexis and Devon.
Oh yeah, let's do.
That's the last one, and we'll tussle some more after. What's your guys' thoughts to Alexis and Devon? Why did I say Alexis and Devon? Alexis and Justin. Whoa, I am getting ahead of myself. Do you know what? It's funny. I didn't get to see much of the episode, so I don't know if she was actually looking. If she was actually looking at Devon in some particular way. But I read some Reddits, and they were all saying that she was looking at Devon some type of way. So
Devon,
get you guys.
Devon.
Yeah. Devon.
Oh, Devon. I was like, Devon, isn't that the guy from Ready to Love?
My bad. Yeah, Devon. So I keep saying Devon. You're right.
I just think Devon came on there looking good. That's probably, people were probably projecting. I didn't see her looking at him no way. I mean, he did come on there kind of fine though. But
that's it. Let's restore the light skin. And look, the best friend, one of her best friends, Justin met up with him. That's another light skinned cat. Hey.
Oh, yeah. Okay. She had the lusty eyes. I mean, honestly, he looked fantastic on that episode. So if she did, could we really be mad at her? And he was talking with some sense too. I mean, I almost forgot he divorced Megan Good because he was talking very, very sensible. He was looking fantastic. I'm not going to be mad at her for that. What I will be mad at her for is this forever ending goalpost that she's doing. She keeps moving the goalposts with poor Justin. Now she don't want to be with him because he ain't aggressive enough. If that man was aggressive, if he was a freaking tiger tomorrow, she would move the goalpost again. She is playing with that man. Now, Devon was giving him really good advice, though, because he was saying, like, if you're being timid, weak, insecure, it's gonna affect the bedroom, but it's gonna affect everything else that you're doing. I thought he was giving very excellent advice, unlike Pastor Cal, who spits out nonsense every single effing day. I think he was giving really good advice, but I just think she basically called that man weak. No, she did call that man weak. Said that he was, not aggressive, and that didn't make her attracted to him. And then, of course, he's pulling away, and then she turns around and gaslights him and says, "Well, if you got to think about if you choosing me, then choose the other person." It's like, ma'am, like, what world are you in? You didn't choose him. Like, I don't respect what Alexis is doing, not because she doesn't want Justin, because 95.5, maybe there's a little 4%, whatever, in this chat would like Justin, but most of the women in this chat would not give Justin the time of day. So we can't be mad at Alexis for not wanting Justin. That's not the problem. The problem is that you don't want him. You're calling him weak, calling him. Why y'all making faces?
That was just a little rough, but I understand.
What was rough?
You said 4.5% of the women. There's only 4.5%
I'm being honest.
of women that would like him.
Oh, I'm really not trying to be rough. I'm just saying, like, that's saddening me. Forgive me.
Well, don't try. Don't try. If you ain't trying, then don't try.
Yeah,
don't try.
Not
Jesus.
That's not me.
Ain't but a couple of percentage points left.
Okay, I could take off the percentages, but I would say majority of the women in this chat may not have Justin as their atypical standard type, okay? And they probably would have not even tried or even pretended to have tried like Alexis. My problem is the gaslighting. Like, if you don't like the man, don't give him standards that even if he meets those standards, you're not going to meet him halfway. Because if he comes in there and he's aggressive, she's still going to turn him down. And then it's going to be more awkward. So,
see, where they said, where was the lie you told, though? There's no lie.
Exactly. I'm just
told you to tell the truth and shame the devil. But listen, guys, we have learned that even on other shows that you could be telling the truth, but sometimes you ain't got to say it. You got to say it.
It was relevant. It's relevant because I think sometimes we pretend like we can't understand where people are coming from when we know good and well if we were in that position. Cough, cough, the Danny Lay and B. Simone situation, which I know we're not on right now. But people like to sit back in their house and judge. But if they were in that particular situation, they would be doing the exact same thing. And if I will go back to 95.5, I didn't say 99.9 of the women in this chat, if they were matched with Justin, I don't think they would be pleased. The character issue, though, comes in when you're giving him false hope, saying, oh, he just needs to be aggressive, blah, 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 and then pretend like you don't understand why he's weary of choosing you on decision day when you basically said he ain't it. So that's my, and then I'm gonna be done after this. Alexis has a nerve to be talking about Mitch not being attracted to her spouse when she's not attracted to her spouse.
Cool, Joe, put Katie Rollins' comment up. She says she might give him a try at a 0.5. That's it, Katie. That's right.
Okay, there we go. We can work it down a little bit, but I think that's in that 4% still, though. I think I'm gonna put Katie in that 4%. So I don't know if I need to move the percentages yet, just yet.
See, where you got people commenting that I've never even seen their names. What's this? Hayway, Hayway. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry, but I've never seen that person's name before, and they were like, "Nope, we're gonna set the record straight." They stand with you, Seaway, and we are not doing a vote. Don't you guys? I already see y'all starting in the chat. There is no vote for who would or wouldn't. No. I rebuke that. Let it be. We're going to move on. We get it. We hear y'all. We understand.
Right. We want Maya more than we want Justin.
Y'all not feeling him. No, I don't. CXM don't put a 1, a 0. We don't want to see it. Kojo, we got to shut the chat down.
They want the vote up. That's engagement. They want to see the vote.
Y'all on dirt tonight. Come on now.
I actually really want to know.
Let me get my
I feel
Bible.
compelled after all the super chats have gone up. I feel compelled.
Yeah, you got to get the people what they want. They want a poll.
Hey, want a poll? Listen, someone throw a super chat, throw a poll for you guys. Yeah, I'm here for hire. Okay, I got a poll for you.
One super chat, it could be $5, and he'll throw a poll up.
Yeah, someone throw a little $5 at me. Let me shake my ass a little bit. Go on, throw that $5 at me. Let's make this Magic City come to life.
Thank you, Ben named Icy. He does watch some of the YouTube content, so please, he's going through enough. We know Alexis is just playing with him, so please let that man be. JR, bro, come on now.
Not kindly. It's the kindly decline that Latasha said sent me.
No, 2 L's. I said nothing. Why they be putting your stuff on me? First of all, I was barely on here during the Page season. I did not talk about that woman's appearance. I did not. That is.
I got in trouble that season, boy. Never again.
Oh, there we go. Put the poll up. Thank you.
They've spoken. They've spoken. I'm gonna shake my ass.
Hey, he said $5. I'm gonna put a dub up. Where the poll
at? What's the specific question you're asking though?
If somebody dropped the language, I'm gonna do the lawyer. Put the language in the chat. What's the poll? What's the question?
Who would date Justin? Just leave it at that.
I clicked on my YouTube and all I heard was Donnie McClark in the background. We fall down and we get up.
Honestly, the real question is: Are you attracted? Are you attracted to Justin? Because there's plenty of women who date people they're not attracted to.
I was trying to be light about it, Seaway.
His energy. Okay,
because his energy actually isn't horrible. Like, I think Justin, if you're okay with dating a person you're not necessarily attracted to, I think Justin wouldn't be that bad, honestly.
I'll put a poll up.
Would you date Justin? I think is not really the question.
Then we have to ask the question why people wouldn't date him, because then we can make it constructive, right? Because it's not necessarily about just his physical appearance. It's not necessarily his physical. It's more about the energy he's giving off, right?
Okay, well, would you date?
Would I date him?
No, I mean, I'm saying if that's the question. We know you're not. I don't think it's 2022 though. Whatever you want to do.
I'm okay, thank you.
Okay.
I'm okay, thank you.
It's whatever you like.
Are y'all figuring out the poll language? Why did I hear?
Someone said a good question. Someone said, if you were matched with Justin, would you try to make it work?
Oh, I think that's good.
That's actually, I like that one better.
That is good.
Shout out to Clary Merch.
Thanks for that language. That's great.
That's a great way of putting it. You know what I mean? Some of us would not be able to put it in the right way. So, good question. Good.
Kojo, I need you to go on Reddit and figure out what happened to Maya, because I heard that she got hit by a car or something. Coach, come on now.
Now, why'd you have to say that, Sean?
This is what I'm telling you. I heard it on.
So she made it out and got hit by a car. Oh,
I don't know. Mafs
that's devastating.
Had it on her page, but they made her take it down. So I believe if she posted it, Maya might still be alive. I'm hoping, but I heard that, and I couldn't find. I was like Googling everywhere, but I couldn't find anything about it.
That actually would literally make me sick, and I wouldn't say nothing else about that man ever for the rest of the season, because that's devastating.
Yeah, that's right, Life of Baj. I forgot. He don't care about the animals.
He don't. I do.
I'm sorry, but it's the way he said it. I mean, he said it in front
of me. No, y'all. The dog. Somebody, they, you know, your commenters, they're gonna fuss me out, so I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say. So it's like, I hate to tune into these lives and then I get the spoilers, so I'm gonna just leave it be.
No, Caribbean gal, don't put R.I.P. Maya. We don't know.
We don't know yet. Please, guys. No. See, thank you, newbie me. She's gonna change her vote.
Don't change your vote because the dog got hit. If it did get hit, allegedly.
I would darn near change my vote if the dog got hit. That's devastating.
So you want to give him sympathy as well?
Bro, when I tell you, when I walk Abby, the ladies be doing a double back. Be like, oh, what kind of, it's so cute. I mean, it'll be, one time it was like midnight. This woman stopped to pet my dog. I'm like, lady, do you realize how unsafe this is? Dogs be pulling them.
Someone said that, who said Alex's dog was driving Maya?
Wait, where's the poll? Is the poll up?
It's up. The poll is up. We're on 18%.
You want to see Abby? Hit us with a $5 super chat. We're gonna sow some seeds tonight, bro. We're gonna pay for that ticket. We're gonna secure the New York police.
Everybody
paid expenses. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
John, you skewed the vote talking about Maya. Somebody hit Maya.
Listen, I had to add some color for my good brother.
Because ain't no way I'm looking at 20%. Who are these people?
Woo! God blocked it. See, what God has for you is for you. There you go. Now, Abby, come here. The people want to see you. Come here, honey. She does what she wants to do, so maybe she's not going to come. Come here, honey. Come here.
Nothing to do with that.
She don't listen. Just like every other woman in my life, she don't listen to me.
I've been saying this for weeks now. Mine's gone.
Oh, stop, Trey Mac. Please. Come here. Come here.
Hey, make sure you put your Cash App in your name, Sean, so they can send you something.
Oh no, you don't have to send me. This is all for the trip.
They sent that $5 straight to Kojo.
To me. She's playing catch with me right now.
I care not about these dogs. Let's go to the wrong place because I don't care nothing about these dogs. It's in the wrong place. Okay, I'm gonna use that money to send my way.
Guys, she wants to play fetch.
You stress her out now. You see, you stressed her out now, bro.
Right. It's the 20% for me. I don't get it. If you voted yes, I want to know why. And you cannot cite Maya being hit by a car.
You guys wanted to see if she's real. She's real.
She definitely not Maya. We're on 80%, 20%. So 20% of people said yes. So 137 votes so far. It's not so bad, guys. We have 500 people in the room. We only have 137 votes. Click on that vote, okay? That poll. It's pinned up. Give us your vote so we can get an answer, guys. All right? We want a yes or no. All right? You know.
This is the 20%. That's the silent constituency that ain't gonna say nothing because ain't no way. I want to know why.
We're gonna find out. You
just explain. We won't be mad at you. Hey, Abby.
See, you see her. I had to go pick her up because she was triggered. Say hi to the people. Yes, I have on pants. I have on shorts. That's it. Guys, this is the only thing I got in my divorce. That's what I said I wanted. Right?
Love that.
I'm convinced that 20% did that to troll, and they're not going to tell us why, because not one person has come forward about why they dating Justin. Not one.
It's 19% now. All right, guys, we want to know. So anybody in the chat, we want to know both. When you answer this question, I'm going to ask a question. So we want to know your reason for choosing no or choosing yes, and no mean comments. We want to keep it respectful. Want real reasons as to why you chose yes or chose no in the chat. So before you answer, put a Y and then put your answer, or put a no and an N for no, and then put your answer. We want to know. We want to have some sensible answers, because this could actually help somebody. Real spit. If you're saying this is what you're seeing as a woman, this could actually help him. Do you know what I mean? We can put this forward and be like, hey, bro, there are areas that you can work on. Do you know what I mean? So when you put your answer, just put Y or N just before the answer, so we know you were yes or no. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So so we can get an answer. Yeah. Okay.
Well, Newbie voted yes for Maya because Sean did that. So.
Somebody said they voted because of his height and they want tall kids.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a fair shout. That's a fair shout. Okay, let's see. Yeah, 6 foot. I want tall babies. Fair enough, Octavia. Okay. So nothing to do with actually him. You just want tall babies. Okay. So you want to use that man as a sperm donor. I hear you. Okay, so let's see. Crystal said it's a crying for me. Okay. No, he's too feminine. 2 hours said and personality. So Miss Emily said, I voted yes. I think that if we connect mentally, I could date him. Okay, I respect that. Someone said no, he's not masculine at all. Someone said he's skinny. All right, ladies, do your thing, but I hear you. You know what I'm saying? It's good to see we've got all rays of people here as well. We appreciate you here. You're welcome. I love that. Yeah, I hear that. Sass K says too emotional for me and not my boy preference. Okay, I hear that. D Max says too emotional. Okay. And Caribbean guys are not attracted to his demeanor. He doesn't give sexy like no rivers are flowing. I hear that. Queen E says, and there will be no rest as his wife. I need a rock, not sand. Oh, I hear that still. Let's see what other players. Someone said Lays is too tall. Black Tornado says, obviously no, it's a client and a nastiness. Sasuke said, obviously too emotional for me and my body and not my body preference. Okay, cool. Okay. The emotional instability from him did not garner confidence. No one said a guy on Maria's channel said Justin needs to go man school. Desiree said mentally we wouldn't be on the same page. I don't like the way he handles disagreements and conflicts. Hear that? And it said because every single time I see Justin, I just ain't attractive. My face doesn't hide anything. Okay. All right. And Sam M says, no, I need a man who will make me feel safe and protective. I feel like I'd always have to protect him. Okay, these are real answers, you know. These are real answers. A lot of these things are too emotional. He's too, you know, he's not protective enough, kind of energy. Okay. So these are real answers. Shantae said it's a hard no for Justin. Justin is emotionally unstable and doesn't have a backbone. I hear that. Zoe says too much crying, seems emotionally immature. I need a little hood in my man. Okay. I hear that. Okay. It's real. So I think what we're reaching a conclusion, which is that, you know, that, you know, I think everyone's concede that they're feeling, everyone's consensus is that if they were saying no, it's because they feel like he's not very, which is what we said, what Devon said on the show, he's not very masculine in his presentation and his demeanor and what he does. It's got a bit more feminine kind of energy for it as well. So I think if he is listening to this, it's all about carrying out masculine energy, which is, you know, as well, being able to have good boundaries, saying what you mean, and actually acting on what you actually say, you know, as well. And those are key aspects of being, you know, a masculine male as well. They're not all of it, but it's some of the aspects, you know, as well. What do you think? What are you saying, Seaway? Since you're the one that brought this topic up to light.
You know, I'm not surprised by what I'm seeing. I do think the yeses, the couple of yeses that I've seen that don't add up to 18%, though, said that they think that he can learn, that, you know, that if listening, you can kind of work with him. So I figured that 17% like are people who feel like emotionally, even though he's a little bit emotional, they can connect with him and they can kind of meet in the middle somewhere. Not everybody needs that super dominant masculine energy, but I think most women do. So they want some masculine energy.
I definitely hear that, and I definitely agree with you on that as well. I mean, that's what we're not saying anything. We're not saying the audience are not saying anything we haven't said before as well, and we haven't said anything different to what the audience actually feel about Justin. They think he's a nice guy, but the nice guy situation is you're just trying to get something out of me. So technically, he's not really a nice guy. But I think this conversation kind of just highlights the fact that with being a man, there are certain things that women are looking for. Oftentimes we talk about what men are looking for in women, but what is she looking for? I think there potentially could be an issue there, in terms of what they're actually really looking for. But I don't know. It's just, it's interesting. That's what I would say. I say it's interesting.
Wait, Drowsy G, what did you say? Because Ben named Icy said same as her. I don't know what she said. Because there's a yes, which is what I really wanted to know.
Oh, okay, let me go out to find it.
What she said.
I will go up and find it, guys. 2 seconds for you. I'll find the comment.
But no, I don't think to the highlighted comment, I don't think he's that bad that no one can be with him. That's why I gave the percentages that I did. I just don't think that he's going to be what they call mainstream. Oh, I get that.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. But any other thoughts that was coming out with the situation with Alexis and Justin? Any other issues that were coming out?
No. To AAB's point, I think Stacia and Nate will make it. I don't know about everybody else. I mean, no, I think Devon's advice was just kind of a waste on them, because I think they both know that this ain't it and they're just buying time right now. So
I hear you now. That's fair. That's fair. Sean, any other thoughts on Alexis, Devon, Justin?
Alexis likes Devon. That is hilarious. What I think is that she does have a point, because he is very emotional, and he even admitted it when he was talking to the friend. He was like, he curses at her. It's like, bro, like, why are you cursing at her? And because I just think, like, he's too emotional. He doesn't have regulation over his feelings, and he's very reactive. And it's like, when you hear them, like a couple of times we heard them tussling, it sounds like he's, it's a role reversal, because he's just fussing at her. And the other part that kind of threw me off was that, I don't know, was the friend gaslighting him? Did y'all see how the friend was like, she's just the kind of guy that you're just the kind of guy that she likes. You're nice, you're a gentleman, blah, blah, blah. And the friend was really being, like, supportive. So I don't know. I'm really confused. I was confused by the friend encouraging him to keep pushing along, because that kind of really threw me off in that, is there really an opportunity for them? I don't know. I felt confused in that moment. I don't know. Did anybody else see that, think that both Kojo and Seaway left me high and dry?
Sorry.
I went to the loo. I still had you in my ear though, but yeah.
What? Y'all are crazy in these comments. I went to pick up my food.
The chat is wild today.
They are wild.
We sending super chats, and we sending out supers as well while we're there.
What did they say? I didn't even see.
They wanted to talk about they need me to stand up in some gray sweatpants.
No, you gotta buy a ticket.
Low key, Devon seemed like he was giving himself advice.
Yeah, what I responded to AJ. Period. He was talking to himself. Maybe we done really found the real reason why him and Megan maybe got
Megan,
divorced.
yes. I think let's discuss this. Let's keep it real. Hopefully Devon sees this as well, because Devon, I like you, okay? All right. I see myself in you. You know, I know I'm younger than you, but I see myself in you, sir. Okay. But I see that, you know, that worship spirit in you. We're gonna cast that out. We're gonna bind that worship spirit of women. Okay. All right. You now know what happens when you end up worshiping a woman. We don't do that around here. Okay. All right. We bind and we cast out that spirit of worship. Okay, I don't want to worship those false idols. But no, jokes aside, I definitely do believe that he saw himself in Justin. I think he saw the boundarylessness and the inability to let somebody know that this is not what I like, this is what I don't want to see, so I don't want, right? And look, as I say again, as a man especially, you know, at first I felt uncomfortable letting people know my boundaries and what I liked and what I didn't like, because I really was a people pleaser. I wanted to be liked, and I didn't want to say anything that would make people feel like they wouldn't like me anymore. And that includes women. So sometimes you, as men, you need to go through that stage where you realize that's not how to treat a woman. To treat a woman that way is to actually do her harm in that sense. You've got to be able to let her know these are boundaries. These are places that you're going to go. It's where you're not going to go. It's what you're going to do. It's not going to do. You need to let her know. And that's not necessarily in a rude way. It's to say that's what you live by. You know, these women are wanting to, they want to respect you, but they can't respect somebody who doesn't even respect themselves by honoring their own word and honoring their own position and honoring their own thoughts and opinions and honoring their own direction. How can they respect you? How can they follow you if you don't even follow you? If you don't even follow through, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, with the Devon situation, I can imagine he was giving some advice to Justin and feeling like, do you know what? Shoot, maybe I wasn't as assertive as I needed to be with Megan Good. You know, maybe I say maybe because that might not necessarily be the case. What's your guys' thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. It might have been a little projection, and then also I'm glad that Justin let go of all this bravado where he was talking about the ladies just want to get with him to see, see his junk and all that crap. Because what he said to the friend was, he was like, "What I'm really afraid of is that she's gonna leave me like the other women have left me in the past." So I think that's tying right into what you were saying around the people pleasing part that I think Devon is picking up on in him. And I think there's another thing too, and this hit me too, right? I think Megan and Alexis rather, both have that similar, very sexual energy. So as a man, we would see that and think that they're going to, be dominant in the bedroom, but that doesn't always equal that. So that also, yes, they could, be in tune with their bodies and be sexual, but doesn't mean that they don't want you to take the lead. Doesn't mean that they don't want you to, we're talking about a husband and wife, so they're both married, right? Doesn't mean they don't want a little firm, thumb around the neck, right? Doesn't mean they don't want your thumbprint on the back of their thigh, because that might be what they like, you know? So sometimes we have certain guys, they have a hard time of taking that sexual part out of the wife part, right? So I think that's what Alexis is saying. I still don't know if she wants it with Justin, but I think like that could have been what. Listen, we just had to talk the same language so we all understood where we were going, So I think like sometimes you have to, listen, if she's saying this is what she wants is two consenting adults. See that? Hey, you just gotta give her what she wants.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right. Show that domination. Say space though. Say space and then dominate. Yeah. Say space and dominate. Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. Say space and hints, guys. But no. You know what it is as well. Like I said again, it's all about. It's all about This is the dark. Yeah, this is the after dark. You know, these are the kind of conversation that we'll be having. So make sure you grab your VIP tickets, guys. This is after dark talks. But we ain't gonna go deep in it today. Don't worry about that. But no, on a real issue as well. You know, I think what happened. I think with Devon as well is who was leading who. You know what I mean? With Megan and him, who was leading who? You know what I mean? Every time he was doing a great job in protecting her and covering her, but in all honesty, was he leading her? That's the key question. Was he allowed to lead her? Was he taking charge? You know what I mean? And was he doing his job as well? You know, leading her, or was he allowing her just to run a little bit riot? And when I say riot, I mean in the most kindest term, in terms of just doing whatever she wanted and him covering her. That's the key question. And he probably maybe when he woke up and smelled a Kenko coffee, he realized this ain't it. Now, you know, that's why it's important for us as men to get that part sorted and get that part locked down. Okay. We want to make sure that, you know, you can lead effectively. And that means that you are a person who, you know, not that you just give out orders, but in the sense of you also lead by serving, you know, and also you understand as well that when it comes to relationships, leadership is about love. You know, it's about showing love and showing grace and mercies, as well as at the same time, sometimes you have to scold, let somebody know, listen, I don't like this, or I don't like that, I don't like this. That's fine too. But yeah, first and foremost, have good boundaries. That's going to help you. But in terms of Devon and Megan, yeah, it's tight. That's what I would say. Very, very tight. And we don't know enough information to make the deductions that we're making, so can't even say nothing too tough about it as well. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what. Yeah, that's situation. Someone said I don't want my man to fall apart if I go through a crisis. Yeah, that's fair. That's probably what you feel about Justin. I get that. Any last thoughts on Alexis, Devon, Justin? Any other last thoughts on this?
I mean, I think he did. He helped them to navigate the situation, and I like how he did kind of pull some stuff out of her, because sometimes Alexis just throws things out there, you know, like just to get rid of him, or like give him a little breadcrumb, just enough. And he was like, so what does that look like? Right? What can you do? And then she was like, okay, I can give a little bit, but I just don't want him to, you know, and she said it, if you remember, she was like, I just don't want this to carry out to other parts in our relationship too. Which I think is that other part that she fears. She just does not, he's not assertive in the way that she wants. And she doesn't feel like she can depend on him. So I think some good points came out of the conversation. Let's see. They tease like something they're going to get it in next week. So let's see how that goes.
Yeah, I heard that they get it in eventually, but I don't know if that's true or not. That's just probably sounds like a myth. So yeah, we'll wait and see to next week and see what happened there as well. What was another? There was another. I think someone mentioned that. I want to quickly throw it to the panel. No, I think it's gone. But there was something that someone said, but I wanted to use it, but it's gone. But yeah, no, I definitely think with you know, Justin and Alexis, you know, I said this in my review, which is going to come out tomorrow, which is, you know, for Justin, he just needs to focus. You know, he needs to just apply himself and actually be vocal about his boundaries, and know that when you become vocal about your boundaries, it's going to cause an issue, because the other person has been used to having this level of access to you, and you're revoking that access. They're going to have some level of fight in them. So, you know, got to be ready for that fight as well. You know, got to be ready for that situation. See, what are you saying? You good?
Yeah, I had a thought, but I forgot it now. I had it
okay.
like 5 minutes ago.
Okay.
I can't
Was it
remember.
about Alexis and Justin?
I think it was about Devon.
And Megan Good. Yeah, you probably were
Yeah, I had a thought about that, but I can't even remember.
That's okay.
It'll come to me.
That's okay. You know, well, listen, before I let Sean do the honors, as we always do, you know, again, audience members, it's been a good conversation. Yeah, it's been a good conversation. and we've enjoyed having you guys on here. You guys are fun, you know, and we're enjoying this kind of conversation. So don't forget as well to join, you know, us live in New York on the 2nd. We look forward to seeing you guys. All right, 2nd of October, we'll see you guys, Lass and Shap and Ellie. Okay, all right. But yeah, you know, we wanna have you guys buy your tickets. Okay. Yeah, grab your tickets. Some of you have been doing it as well as we speak, and I love that. Hit me up on PayPal, hit me up on the Cash App if you feel led to. Only if you feel led to. No pressure around here. But yeah, I'm gonna let Sean. I know he's still writing his ultimate thesis on the end of the night, but yeah, Sean would love to hear your thoughts and give us your takeaway benediction.
Tell them don't forget the stream tickets, Sean.
That's true.
You just did.
Just a
That's
reminder.
a gentle one, right? Yeah, well, listen, guys, we appreciate y'all tonight. Y'all truly showed so much love. So we are excited beyond measure for our meetup. And I'm really looking forward to seeing all of you in as many of you as possible, right? So, please check out the link. It's in there. And we're looking forward to this weekend and the next 3 weekends all together in October. So tonight, oh boy, we had a good time. We had a good time tonight, so appreciate all of you guys. Appreciate the banter. I think our takeaways, one, thank God, Ben has been set free. Ben has been set free, and that is all we can ask for. But for our good brother Ben, please hold your position, hold your frame. Don't fall on the sword for no one. Okay, it's nothing wrong with admitting your faults, but don't take the fall. Right? That's the worst thing you could do, is take the fall for somebody. Okay? Don't take the fall, especially at the expense of yourself. For Morgan, look, we talk about that mirror. There is a big mirror with Muay Thai, karate moves, and all MMA moves with your name all over it. Please look in the mirror. Please, we beg of you to look in the mirror. Nate and Stacia, we love the love journey. We love seeing it. But you must heal from your past wounds. Don't present the image of what you think the person wants from you, in reference to Stacia, because once they realize the image is not what you presented, it's going to be a problem. Present yourself and all its flaws and all the greatness, but present yourself wholly. For Nate, listen, brother, we sympathize, we empathize with you, but you must heal from your wounds, because what we don't fix will continue to duplicate. So please make sure you fix so that you don't project and duplicate on your lovely woman that you have there. We spent a lot of time talking about Lindy and Miguel, and who knew they would be the ones we spoke about the most. But sometimes it's the ones that you can't see that really are the most incessant to really get resolved, right? And that have the most incessant issues, I'll say. So really, just beware of those people. Beware of a wolf in sheep's clothing. Be conscious of people's not just words, but their actions. And believe somebody when they say something. Most of the times, that's who they are. So if they say it, believe it and trust it. And if you think you can handle it, beware. When it comes to Miguel, please do not. We don't cape. We don't put our capes on in relationships. We can't save anybody. Just like when you're in a plane, they tell you to save yourself first. If you're not saving yourself first, you both will go down. So you must save yourself first. Mitch and Kristen, we love you. We stand with you. We support you. Thank you for speaking your truth. Continue to do so. Mitch, bro, you might have had a chance to tell her about the makeup. You might have had a chance to share with her your preference, but you ruined it. You ruined it by not being kind, not being loving, not being thoughtful of your words. And when you're talking to your partners, especially us as men, we need to lead. We need to lead with our love. We need to lead with our actions. That is how we show our wives love. We think about their feelings. We consider what our words will mean and how it will make them feel. And then we move accordingly. And sometimes that means not saying something at all. Silence is an option, folks. Sometimes silence is truly, truly okay. So I will leave you with that. I think I covered everybody. And back to you, Coach.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sean, for the benediction there. I appreciate that. It's been it's been a good conversation. It's been fun. It's been warm. It felt like a really community conversation this time around. It felt like a really like team conversation with the audience also being involved as well. So yeah, I've enjoyed actually doing this review and actually setting up this episode because I think there's things to discuss. I'm sure things will come to us probably later on in the week as well. Like I wish I said this or I wish I said that. But you know what, we've had a really good conversation around everything that's gone on there as well. You want to say something, Siwe, before we go?
Yeah, everyone's asking about stream tickets. Caribbean Gal has kindly dropped a link in the chat a few times to go on Event Noir and buy tickets. Stream tickets are up. If you want to watch the New York show, you can stream that. If you want to watch Atlanta, you can stream that. If you want to watch both, because they're not going to be exactly the same conversation, you can watch both of them, cop both stream tickets. They are up now. The show will not be streamed live for everybody on YouTube. So if you want to watch it and you can't make it, you're streaming from the Caribbean, Toronto, abroad, wherever, cop your stream tickets because they're up. If you can make it in person, I want to see your outfits. I want to see what shoes you're coming with. I want to see if Kojo shoots a shot at Ludwin. I want to see all the stuff in person, okay? I want to see who shoots a shot at Sean because he waiting too. I want to see all that. So, yes. And DC's coming, guys. Stay on Kojo's neck. Keep your foot on his neck about them tickets.
Stay on my neck, guys. Stay on my neck. Okay. Stay on my neck. Listen, audience, it's been a great chat. It's been interesting, it's been fun. You know, and I'll be out there in a day and a bit. So really looking forward to seeing the team, really looking forward to seeing my peoples. And looking forward to seeing you guys as well come through to the live event as well. Look, it's going to be a good time. We're gonna chill. We're gonna vibe. We're gonna chew food. We're gonna drink. We're gonna make merry, man, and we're gonna enjoy ourselves and we're gonna have fun with it. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you guys turn up as well. Make sure you guys buy your tickets. And let's get involved. You know what I'm saying? Let's have some fun. You know. But yeah. Honestly, audience, it's been amazing. It's been great. Thank you to those of you who have contributed towards Super Chat. Really appreciate you as well. So much love as well. So we are back here again. I think. I don't know if I won't be here Saturday because obviously. I may be here for Saturday. Actually, saying that. Yeah. So I'll have it. I'll be at your time. So I won't be as tired as I usually am. Okay. So I'll be at your time this time. So listen, it's going to be an enjoyable time. Listen, guys, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much as well. Let's leave on a nice light note, shall we? You know, because when you get that feeling, you got to enjoy yourself a little bit. When I get that, no, just kidding. Let's go.
Baby girl, I hope you got the feeling. Visions